On behalf of the Paterson Municipal Council, I welcome you to the regular meeting on July 15, 2025 at 7 p.m. The meeting is now called to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Council President. Regular meeting of July 15, 2025. Councilwoman Cotton. Councilwoman Davila. Councilman Jackson. Councilman Kalik.
Here, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Mendez.
Present, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Omar. Councilman Udin. Councilman Velez.
Present, Madam Clerk.
Council President.
Here and ready to serve.
They are 5 present, 4 absent.
This evening's prayer?
Yes. Tonight's prayer will be rendered by Pastor Wilfredo Caraballo of the Iglesia Cristiana La Fuente de Paterson.
And flag salute by Councilman Velez. Everyone rise, please.
God bless everybody here tonight. I first want to send blessings in the name of Jesus Sevilla, Pastor. I'm representing him tonight. Amen.
Amen.
Let's all pray. Father God, we come before you, Lord. We thank you, Lord, that you have given us this opportunity to be here tonight. Lord, whatever is said and agreed to is because you have permitted. Lord, bless every councilman. Lord, bless the mayor of the city of Paterson. Oh, Lord, bless every worker that works here in the city. Lord, we ask you that you put your hands over each and every one of them. Lord, protect them, help them. Oh, Lord, guide them every day. We ask you, amen, Lord, that you keep helping them.
Yes.
In Jesus' name we ask, amen,
Amen.
and amen.
Let us remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. Led by Councilman Michael Jackson. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can we just have everyone a moment of silence, not just for our troops, but for everyone and all that have lost loved ones? Thank you. Madam Clerk, please read the statement of compliance.
Statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Law 2025 through 2026. Meeting date July 15th, 2025. The time is now 7:02. Adequate notice of this meeting was compiled and disseminated in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law in the following manner. 1, the annual meeting notice of regular meetings and workshop sessions of the Municipal Council was compiled for the year 2025-2026 on or about July 1st, 2025. 2, a schedule of regular meetings and workshop sessions of the Municipal Council for the year 2025 through 2026 was duly transmitted on or about July 1st, 2025 to the North Jersey Herald News, The Record, The Arabic Voice, The Italian Voice, The Passaic County Post, Dominicano News, La Quisqueya International, El Especial, the Paterson Press, the City Post News, Tap Into Paterson, the Weekly Bangla Patrika, in addition to any other publication duly requesting such notices. 3, the schedule of the regular meetings and workshop sessions of the Municipal Council for the year 2025-2026 was prominently posted in the lobby of City Hall first floor in the place reserved for the announcements of this type. 4, the schedule of the regular meetings and workshop sessions of the Municipal Council for the year 2025-2026 was duly filed with the municipal clerk. And 5, a schedule of the regular meetings of the Municipal Council was mailed to any person who requested and paid the fee authorized by the Open Public Records Act. Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Consent agenda, Madam Clerk.
I'm sorry? Consent agenda? Oh, sure. Okay. Consent agenda, items 2 through 18, all matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the council and will be enacted by one motion. The items listed under the consent agenda are numbers 2 through 18.
So moved.
Any item
Second.
may be removed from the consent agenda by the request of any council member, and if so removed, will be treated as a separate matter.
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Davila and
Second.
Councilman Velez, second by Councilman Mendez, Councilman Udine, and Councilman Ibe. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Roll call for the consent agenda. Councilwoman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Davila.
Yes.
Councilman Jackson. Councilman Kalik.
Yes.
Councilman Mendez.
Yes.
Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Councilman Udine.
Yes.
Councilman Velez.
Yes.
Council President.
Yes.
The votes are 8 in favor, 1 absent. The consent agenda is hereby adopted.
Payment of bills, Madam Clerk.
Thank you very much,
I
Council
mean,
President.
Madam Chair, Vice President.
That is okay. Good evening, Paterson, to my colleagues. Before you, you have the summary of disbursements. This was not a payroll week. The total is $3,637,747.54. The majority of the payments are in other statutory expenditures and capital fund. My motion is for payment of bills.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilman Kalik. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on payment of bills.
Roll call for the payment of bills in the amount of $3,637,747.54. Councilwoman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Davila.
Yes.
Councilman Jackson. Councilman Kalik.
Yes.
Councilman Mendez.
Yes.
Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Councilman Udine.
Yes.
Councilman Velez.
Before I vote, I just want to put a question on the floor to answer later, or when he get a chance, Mr. BA, to give us later on to highlight where we are after we are going to receive $29.5 million. But I heard rumors, I don't know if it's true or not, I don't like to go with rumors, that the state were not willing to give us more money to balance this budget. What is the plan? Highlight us, and moving forward to the whole council, because there's a lot of statements out there that lay off and no firemen's good. You know, we want to make sure that that's not happen. Bringing a responsible budget to our council, and when was going to be that? Saying that payment of bill, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President.
So that is not true. We just had a meeting in finance, and I will continue to recommend that all people that are on the committee please come to the meeting. We are looking in various areas. We're working with our state legislators to identify additional funds, as well as our BA, and just make sure we have another meeting coming up. We will be sending that information out, but we are not looking to do any layoffs. Especially, I don't want any rumors to go out that we're looking to lay off police or fire, anyone. We're trying to do our due diligence in finance. Please come to the committee meetings. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 8 in favor, 1 absent. The payment of bills is hereby adopted.
Madam Clerk, item number 23.
23. Item number 23, resolution from the City of Paterson in support of the Paterson Habitat for Humanity application to the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, New Jersey Affordable Housing Trust Fund Program in the amount of $2,600,000 economic development, resolution number 25:367.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Velez, second by Councilman Udine. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Roll call for item number 23 for adoption. Councilwoman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Davila. Councilman Jackson. Councilman Kalik.
Yes.
Councilman Mendez.
Yes.
Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Councilman Udine.
Yes.
Councilman Velez.
They're doing a great work with the 4th Ward, and they're doing a great work, so supporting this kind of resolution will be good for the community. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Council President?
My vote is yes.
Thank you. The votes are 8 in favor, 1 absent. Item number 23 is hereby adopted.
Item number 26, Madam Clerk.
Item number 26, resolution authorizing additional appropriation to Paulus Sokolowski and Sartar LLC for architectural and engineering design services for the proposed new communications center RFP number 2023-39, Public Works, resolution number 25:370.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilman Velez and Councilman Udine. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Roll call on item number 26 for adoption. Councilwoman Cotton? Councilwoman Davila?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson, Councilman Kalik?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez?
Yes.
Councilman Omar? Yes. Councilman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Velez?
Councilman Mendez and I they made a good tour to the new communication room. I'm anxious to cut ribbon on that one. Chief, you're doing a good job in bringing that up to date into the state-of-the-art communication room that will serve not only Paterson, will serve also other municipalities. My vote is yes on this.
Thank you. Council President?
Yes.
Thank you. The votes are 8 in favor, 1 against, 1 absent, I'm sorry. Item number 23 is hereby adopted.
Item number 25, Madam Clerk.
Item number 25, resolution addressing a new dance hall license for EMA Restaurant and Lounge LLC, TA Hornitos Restaurant and Lounge, 487 21st Avenue, 6th Ward. Finance resolution number 25:369.
So moved.
So move.
Moved by Council Vice President Davila, second by Councilman Ibe and Councilman Velez. Roll call on 25, Madam Clerk.
Roll call on item number 25. Councilwoman Cotton? Councilwoman Davila?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson? Councilman Kalik?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez?
Yes.
Councilman Omar?
Yes.
Councilman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Velez?
Yes.
Council President?
Yes.
Votes are 8 in favor, 1 absent. Item number 25 is hereby adopted.
Item number 24, Madam Clerk.
Item number 24 is a resolution authorizing a new entertainment show license for EMA Restaurant and Lounge LLC, TA Hornitos Restaurant and Lounge, 487 21st Avenue, 6th Ward. Finance resolution number 25:368.
So move.
Moved by Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilman Velez. Roll call on item number 24, Madam Clerk.
Roll call on item number 24. Councilwoman Cotton? Councilwoman Davila?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson? Councilman Kalik?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez?
Yes.
Councilman Omar?
Yes.
Councilman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Velez?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson? Council President?
Yes.
The votes are 9 in favor, none against. Item number 24 is hereby adopted.
Item number 19, Madam Clerk.
Item number 19 is a resolution honoring Mr. Darren Miller as an extraordinary leader and global speaker, sponsored by Councilman Alex Mendez. City Council, resolution number 25:363.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Mendez, second by Councilman Udine. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Roll call on item number 19. Councilwoman Cotton? Councilwoman Davila?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson? Yes. Councilman Kalik?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez?
Yes.
Councilman Omar? Yes. Councilman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Velez?
Yes.
Council President?
Yes.
The votes are 9 in favor, none against. Item number 19 is hereby adopted.
Item number 20, Madam Clerk.
Is this the one I'm supposed to read? Okay. Resolution amending sponsorship of resolution number 25:342, appointment of Akas Ali to the City of Paterson Board of Adjustment, alternate number 2, sponsored by Councilman Alex Mendez. City Council, resolution number 25:364.
So moved.
move.
Moved by Councilman Mendez, second by Councilman Udine. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Discussion. Council Vice President Davila and Councilwoman Cotton.
Council President, if I may, to Corporation Council, I'd like to know, once again, I brought this up in the workshop. The appointment of Akas Ali was already approved July 1st, unanimous support. And so I recall that Corporation Counsel stated that the only way that we can remove that is by having Mr. Ali send a letter of resignation saying that he did not accept the action that we took. So, Madam President, if I may, to Corporation Counsel, was there such a letter provided stating that Mr. Ali would not be would not accept the nomination and the voting of the unanimous support?
Corporation Counsel.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Councilwoman at Large, for that inquiry. So the previous guidance entailed this particular appointee and the status of his appointment. This resolution amends the previous resolution. It doesn't rescind it, and it only amends it to the extent that it identifies the sponsor of that. So the term is staying the same. Everything is staying the same. They're still appointed 2-year term effective July 1st, 2025. The only amendment to this is that it's reflecting an update as who the council deemed to be the sponsor.
Council President, if I could, I'm sorry, Councilwoman, if I just...
Councilwoman Davila.
I want it to be known that I reached out to Mr. Ali because I could not understand, and I recall from our last meeting that you can go back and the questions were asked to Corporation Counsel, and I know that Councilman Jackson brought up, do we just change, remove, like, I've never seen this in all the years that I've been here. And I did ask Mr. Ali if he had provided a letter or something stating that he would not be accepting Councilman Udine, who is the person who brought forth the resolution as he was the sponsor, and we voted on. So I right now, I need everyone to know, for those that are out there putting messages about we're speaking of people's fathers or mothers or whatever the case may be, this is not about an individual, this is about the process and the way that it's gone. I don't feel comfortable with it, so I need to let it be known here. I don't feel comfortable the way this has been done. On July 1st, this council took an action unanimously to support Councilman Udine's appointment of Mr. Akas Ali. I don't understand the change, and at this time, Council President, I just need to just put this here because I just can't support this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilwoman Davila. Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Council President. It was brought up ever since last week about how this appointment came up. To me, he should have either resigned or their original appointment should have been rescinded, and it wasn't done that way. And this is not the right way of doing it. You don't amend. To me, a record is still showing he's appointed by 2 different council people. And to me, he cannot be appointed by 2 different council people. Either he's going to rescind or step out from Councilman Udine and then now be appointed by Councilman Mendez. And with that, and we haven't gotten to the other ones yet, but I got information that I'm going to share with all of you out there, and when I get to those other resolutions. But to me, I don't know what had been going on for things to change, and I don't have anything against any of these people who wants to be on the Board of Adjustment, but to me, it should be done right and not the wrong way. With that being said, it should not be amended.
Council
It should be
President.
reset. Look, you're going to get your turn. It should not be amended. It should be fixed, and it should be fixed. Resend and then reappoint. I don't see what's so wrong
Thank you,
about that.
Councilwoman Cotton. Councilman Khalid.
Thank you, Council President. We have a Corporation Council. We have Madam Clerk. Obviously, you went through the process and correctly he made it to the agenda for final voting.
That's true.
That's all I want to say. The process, we could discuss it back and forth for hours. We had the same kind of discussion a couple of years ago, 4 years ago, and this resolution in front of us is pretty clear. Corporation Council okayed it, and he signed on it, and it is on the agenda. I think we should vote on it. Thank you.
Council President.
Councilman Udine and then Councilman Jackson.
Thank you, Council President. First of all, Paterson, we spent hour and a half in workshop session just to discuss about this issue. And we are talking about the same thing again and again. We don't want to fight for the people of the city of Paterson. We want to fight on our personal ego, personal issues, show that I'm right. One thing that we all need to understand that we may all understand the basic laws of the country, of the city. We all know that. But when it comes to the advice, I am not the advisor, or the council members are not the advisors. Corporation Council is sitting here to advise us what's the legal process. So when we become the attorney, we are actually crossing our boundaries. That's exactly what's happening. I don't want to discuss the same thing. I rather would talk about the issues that's happening in the city of Paterson rather than speaking about the same thing again and again and ending up with the same way. And I want Paterson to know one more time. I don't like to repeat stuff, but I have to repeat it. So I had an appointment, which is July 1st. I appointed Mr. Ali as my commissioner for Board of Adjustment. And it passed. On the same day, there was another appointment was appointed by Councilwoman Mims. So there are two appointees were appointed on July 1st. On the July 1st too, please do not correct me if you're wrong.
Three.
On the July 1st, there were, I'm sorry, there's another reappointment. I'm talking about new two people. I understand that. Now, I'm not talking about reappointment. I'm talking about appointment. There are two appointments. We were advised that since these two appointments are brand new, they will be categorized as alternate 1 and 2. After the meeting is over, 1 or 2 days later, we found out that Councilman Mendez is not reappointing his commissioner. He is willing to appoint the Commissioner Hector Baralt, who is a current voting member in the Board of Adjustment, one of the strong voices in the Board of, until before July 1st, yes, in the Board of Adjustment. And he was a fully voting member. The first call I received from Council President that this is a change coming, that Councilman Mendez is actually reappointing Mr. Baralt for the commission. However, the sad part was that since he is going to change his space or spot, whatever we mentioned, he is going to lose his voting power and he is going to be designated another alternate. So it means that my person and Commissioner Baralt is going to be alternate, and Councilman Mims' person is going to be the regular voting member. Or who else? Who's going to? Okay, whatever the case. Okay, but one thing I wanted to know that Mr. Baralt is going to become the alternate. I felt this is kind of disgrace. The person who has voting power, has experience in the board, he should have the voting power still. So I reached out to the Corporation Council, what legally can be done. Then I reached out to Councilman Mendez, and we agreed that Councilman Mendez is going to appoint my person, and I'll appoint Mr. Baralt. And it's legally came to the council, and it's right here on the paper. If it's not legally coming here, how would it appear on the council? It came to the legal process, and we are here to vote for it. Now, feeling uncomfortable, that's your feelings. That's not law. I'm not feeling comfortable voting on it. That's your comfortable level. That's your feelings. Do not use your feelings for the laws. This is legally came here. It's legally done everything by Corporation Council Ayman Abushi. And we are here for the vote. And Paterson need to know that. When we are discussing about these things, we are ignoring these people sitting in front of us or the people sitting at home. And we are discussing about the same thing that has nothing to do with.
Thank you, Councilman Udine. So let me just interject right before Councilman Jackson. We had a long discussion and workshop. It doesn't require this long discussion. It is on to vote. It was made the request. Councilman Uden said, let's just vote. To continue, and I'm going to continue to say, we need to be the change we want to see. To go back and forth and sling attack words, you know something's going to come back. We can avoid that. After Councilman Jackson speaks, we are going to vote. If you agree with the item, you vote no. If you don't, you vote yes. That is a democracy. So right after Councilman Jackson, we're going to roll call. Thank you, Councilman Jackson.
So first of all, whatever Councilman Uden said is a bunch of nonsense. And whether or not we shouldn't be being truthful is not about slinging accusations. It's about being truthful. He's entitled to whoever he wants to appoint. The fact of the matter is he screwed up because he doesn't understand the process. And the other side of this, which is more concerning to me, is how we're trying to mitigate the importance of this item. This item is very important. It's how our community is being oversold. It's how our community is being overpopulated. It's how our community is being overbuilt while we're being underserved. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about down there about this is not an important item. We have people waiting. We have people waiting all the time when you rambling about all kinds of other things. This is extremely important. The fact of the matter is there's a process. The process is if you appoint someone, they are not eligible to be unappointed. They have to serve their time or they have to resign. Now, we had an hour-and-a-half long discussion going back and forth, but we never came to a resolve because to say that Corporation Counsel can't be wrong, that's totally incorrect because he's been incorrect about tons of things, including disallowing items that I put in the workshop not to be automatically included in the agenda. So it's not like I'm going to take his word as the gospel because there's plenty of times he sold us down the wrong path and you guys went along with it because it goes in line with your agenda. Now here, I don't understand it. Obviously, they want to switch. Ali is still going to get appointed. I have no problem with supporting it because they're entitled to support or appoint whoever they want to. But I'm bringing this to your attention, community. As the other item that Councilman Velez sponsored to allow 3 family houses to be built on 25 by 100s, I brought that forward to be back on the last workshop agenda. I made it clear to Corporation Counsel that needed to be revisited. And tomorrow night, it's on the planning board agenda so that they could just build 3 family houses with no parking requirements, no board approvals, no nothing. And this aligns with that. So all of that nonsense he's talking about down there, we will see because the Board of Adjustments has been very effective. Particularly because my appointee has been one of the few that's been holding people accountable, along with Ms. Trinace Barbie Watkins, who was not reappointed, along with Ms. White, who was holding the line relative to our community and the things that we're expecting. Developers was having a hard time getting their projects approved through the Board of Adjustments, so they raised sand, and they're taking issue with council members, and now council members are reassigning, moving the puzzle pieces around. That's the reality. So, he wants to appoint someone, fine. But be mindful of their voting patterns. Be mindful, even some of these people that they're appointing who actually don't reside here, but No. Listen, I'm not making any accusations. I'm just stating the facts. The fact of the matter is, these boards are operating in a way that's hurtful and harmful to our community, where people are flocking here because they realize they can do things in Paterson that they can't do anyplace else. And these boards have their finger on the meter. And don't let it be misunderstood, because the council is directly responsible for each and every action that this board takes. Outside of the planning board, by the way, let me just say this, because people were making a fuss about how the appointments were made, and I sent it to some individuals. The appointments have been relatively consistent. I have yet to be an appointed person on the planning board. You have council members. There's one council person that's appointed to the planning board. I'm the longest tenured here outside of Councilwoman Cotton and Councilwoman Davila. I have yet to serve on that board. And it goes to show you what the intent of the council is. So when we're watching these developments go up with no parking and they're overdeveloping in our community, the council has a direct hand in it. And that resolution, which I will be bringing back forward to the next workshop, you guys, I need your support to make sure it gets to the agenda and hold members accountable, because instead of voting on the item, they put it on the consent agenda so nobody had to understand that what was going through. So whatever nonsense he's talking about, listen, whatever, he's part of the whole problem. I'm ready to vote, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Councilman Jackson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Roll call on item number 20 for adoption. Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. My vote is no.
Thank you. Councilwoman Davila.
Abstain.
I'm sorry, abstain? Okay. Councilman Jackson.
Listen, to be quite honest with you, it's pointless. He's entitled to his appointee. You all who vote for him have to hold him accountable on the actions of his appointee. I'm not gonna, what, we're gonna get somebody else, it'll be the same thing. He's still gonna have his own appointee. Whoever he wants to appoint, he's entitled to appoint that person. And I'm not gonna not support them, because I'm sure they definitely don't want to support my appointee. You had one person voted against my appointee the other day. When his track record, his voting record is impeccable, and I put his voting record against anyone else's, just like I put my own against anyone else's. But Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Kalik.
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Mendez.
Yes.
Councilman Omar.
My vote is yes.
Councilman Udine.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Velez.
Abstain.
Thank you. Council President.
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, we have 6 in favor, 1 against, 2 abstentions. Item number 20 is hereby adopted.
Council President.
Council Vice President.
So this was item 20, correct?
I'm getting ready to speak on 20. 21 is removed.
Okay, because.
Yes. No, I was going to speak to
So there was
it.
2 items, so
That was gonna be
I
removed.
just want, in the agenda.
No,
where-
21 is removed based
No, I
on
know,
the
but
vote.
just so you know why I abstain, right? Because it's 2 items, and I need everyone to understand, this gentleman was voted. He is a standing commissioner. They're just changing names, and that's why I abstained from it, because I don't agree with the changing of name, not the individual. Okay, so just so you understand why, because then there's another one, item 21, which Council President just stated is going to be removed, where then it's saying appointing the same person that's already been appointed. Okay, so just please understand that action I just took. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Council President.
Council Vice President. 21 is removed based on the last vote. Item number 22, Council. Madam Clerk, please.
Yes. Item number 22 is a resolution appointing Hector Baralt to the Paterson Board of Adjustment, sponsored by Councilman at Large M.D. Ford Udine. City Council, Resolution number 25:366.
Second.
So move.
Moved by Councilman Udine, second by Councilwoman, Council President Mims. Roll call on item 22, Madam Clerk.
Discussion first.
Discussion, Councilwoman Cotton.
See, I don't understand, like, they just like going through it so quickly, like, you know, so I got all my paperwork here. In 2004, Councilwoman Ames appointed, and I called her to make sure I could mention her name, Geraldine Rayfield. 2008, Councilwoman Ames, no, Geraldine Rayfield was replaced with someone that resigned. So Councilwoman Ames put Geraldine Rayfield. In 2008, Geraldine Rayfield was reappointed by Councilwoman Ames. In 2012, when I came on, Geraldine Rayfield went from serving 10 years she's been on a voting member on the Board of Adjustment, but when I appointed her, they made her an alternate. So now she's not a voting member now, she's an alternate. So the issue that I have with number, and I don't have a problem with the man, I don't have a problem with him. The issue is, I come in 2012, they made my appointment, who's been there for 10 years, an alternate, because she's appointed by a different council person. Now, on item number 22, he's been there about 6 years. He was appointed by Councilman Flavio. Flavio is no longer here. So how do you have a person, now you got a new council member, appointing him, like I was a new council person, appointing Rayfield, and they made her an alternate. How do you keep a person, and she had 10, 11 years experience. Now you got this person coming on, like I said, no issue with him, but now he remains a voting member. Actually, he's supposed to go to an alternate. He's not supposed to stay as a voting member. He should go to an alternate, and that's how you move up the ladder. You will move up. So whoever are alternates now become voting members. Now, when we had discussion with Councilman Khalid, his appointment was an alternate. Now his appointment moves up to a regular voting member. He was an alternate. So then you had, and then the second one, he was an alternate one, so now he's a regular. Now the person that's an alternate two, which Councilman Mendez did not reappoint, he got somebody new. So his person supposed to be an alternate one. That's, you can't move up. If you are appointed by a new council person, I don't care how many years you got in there, you're appointed by a new council person, so your person don't keep the status that it had, even though it's been there for 11 years or 10 years. So now they're completely changing this all around again, and this was in 2004, 2008, 2012, and it goes on how they changed the vote from a regular to an alternate. They made my person, Jody Rayfield, who's been there for 10 years, made her an alternate in 2012, and she had been there since like 2004.
Thank you,
2003.
Councilwoman Cotton.
I'm not finished, but in case,
Thank
I'm just saying,
Councilwoman Cotton.
I got to make them understand that if it happens with me, why all of a sudden it happened with me, but it can't happen to them? It can't, like, how are they going to change the rules? Nothing against the person. I have nothing against the person, but I'm going by the rules that were set when we were here, when I was here, when my person was a good person who watched the board, who looked at the laws. They did all of that. And so now she became an alternate. So now we voting on this item here. This person is being reappointed by a different council person, and he's going to remain a voting member. And to me, he's supposed to go back to be an alternate. That's what it is.
So let me bring some clarity, because it's not altogether true. Councilman Flavio Rivera was the councilman who appointed Mr. Barak. He did not run for re-election. Councilman Uden adopted him, so he was his person. He inherited him. Now he's choosing to reappoint him. He's had him as his appointment for 2 years, so he's not extremely new to him. It's a reappointment. Councilman Jackson, if you want to speak, we're ready to vote, because he's an experienced commissioner already on the board.
Council President.
Councilman Jackson.
I just want to be clear. So now, for the board structure, who are the alternates?
The alternates are Vivian Gaines and Akas Ali.
Ali. That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
Fine.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Roll call on item number 22 for adoption. Councilwoman Cotton.
She said no.
She said no.
Thank you. Councilwoman
I
Davila?
said no, because you know what? If they not had taken me through this 12 years ago, 10 years ago, when they made my person become an alternate, and all of a sudden she's been there for 10 years, and now all of a sudden she got to be an alternate. Now it's okay for somebody who's been there for 6 years, and it's all right for him to be a regular and not go down to be an alternate. No, I can't. You know, I have nothing against the gentleman, I have nothing against the family, but I'm going by what they done starting in 2004. That's what I'm going by. That's all. Thank you.
Councilwoman Davila?
So my take is a little different in terms of the councilman, and I'm gonna keep saying it. He should have just kept with reappointing the person that he had, but he was not considering him at all. But after various whatever, messages, texts, whatever it is that they received, all right? Because we could have avoided all of this, and July 1st, we should have taken action on Commissioner Barak to be reappointed, and he didn't do that, okay? So that is why the take that I had with this switching back and forth, I abstain. Anybody that knows an abstention means a yes. I didn't like the way that they did it. But we're here now with Commissioner Barak, who has been there, okay? And like I said, the councilman should have taken action and done it correctly from the beginning. But with that said, okay, because this is not about the person, it's about the process. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So let me translate.
Thank you.
Because, you know, a lot of things are often said, and, you know, somebody has to lend some clarity. There's different levels of language. It's not just speaking in Spanish or speaking in Bangladesh, or sometimes English has different versions as well. Here's a version. What happened was he got phone calls. He was politically motivated to change his appointment, and he understands his assignment, so he's doing what he's being told to do because there's outside influences when it comes to this board. Now, I'll just say this. Councilwoman, I respect your position from keeping what you want to do, but that's why you have to understand everything that's going on here. I don't let corporation counsel just tell me how things are supposed to be. No. Show me the law. Show me the rule. I want to read it for myself. Don't come and interpret something and then later on we find out that that's not actually how it works, because they'll tell you anything. Corporation counsel works on behalf of the mayor. The mayor's working on behalf of the developers. We know the mayor's not working on behalf of us or the people that live here. And if he did, then our community wouldn't be so overpopulated the way it is. We wouldn't have these killings, you know. And I know I did it in a rush. I urge some of you to go look at my post today. I met this young lady, and not that I met her, I knew her, but I see her 3-4 days a week at the gym. We got to go to the gym in East Rutherford. This young lady just graduated, 3.4 GPA. She's now in the transfer portal. She's still a basketball player. And she has to go all the way to East Rutherford. Now, my daughters are there too, but I'm driving them. I got to go out there every day when we want to work out. Now, some people may say, well, how's that relevant to this? It's absolutely relevant. When we don't have the things in our community that our kids got to go out and search for, while everybody's running into our community, making money off our community, while these people are appointing these people that's voting against our interests. They're voting and moving against our interests, as the mayor is voting against our interests, moving against our interests. So you make a bunch of fields, you cut a bunch of ribbons, then you lock them up, and the kids have no place to go train. Because see, sports is not about showing up on the field just to get your ass kicked. Sports is about the training that happens before that. Where are they doing the training? Where they have to go pay to train outside the community while we're selling things in our community. Listen, I'm on my soapbox. This is going to be a good night tonight. I'm looking forward to it. But Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Khalid?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We need to revisit the ordinance in place. I see how the tone of some of the council members changes. In 2021, I brought the same issue back in the council. Oh, everybody came after me. Everybody came after me. Oh, I'm against some of the appointees of the board. Now I was trying to correct the issues that we're having right now. I think after tonight's appointment, we should revisit again.
Correct.
That's all I'm going to say. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Councilman Mendez.
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Omar. Okay. Councilman Udine.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I want to be very quick. Just know this, we all are very expert at this point. We are discussing about the laws, what the ordinance says. The reason of this, there is a gray area in the ordinance. I can recall in 2023 when there was appointments, and I remember Councilman Khalid brought the topic and wanted to amend it and clarify it, but his proposal was dismissed right away. I think Corporation Council, instead of giving us opportunity to become an expert on the law, I think that should be clarified on the paper. And we should go by the paper, instead of us becoming the expert on the laws and explain on our own way and whatever favors us. It did not, the ordinance we discussed in a certain way is not an ordinance, it became a perspective. Who is explaining it? We don't want to see perspective, we want to see clear writing on the paper, and we need to go by law. With that being said, with a better expectation for tomorrow, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Velez.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have a legal department in the city of Paterson. Some people take for granted that office. I do not take it for granted. Every time that I have a question, especially anything that we go to take action, and if it has some doubts on it, I visit that second floor. Google this gentleman, background, education in the law. He been admitted in the Superior Court. He be admitted in federal court to take and trial cases. It's not a piece of cake that we have there. So he knows what are we facing here. We asked him, and he clear said the law say this. You guys not doing nothing wrong. This is what it is, and we moving forward. That's why I've been keeping my mouth shut here, because I'm not going to take the slander and this and that. So the appointment is there. Let's vote on it. My vote is yes. And sorry, Corporation Council, for putting you in the spot.
Council President.
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. The votes are 8 in favor, 1 against, 1 absent. Item number 22 is hereby adopted.
Madam Clerk, item number 1, Madam Clerk, the last item, the church is here. Can we take item number? Can we take item number 1?
Before you do that, I want to change. I want to change my vote.
The number has been called.
Okay, then I'll wait till. I'm just saying they do it all the time.
She announced the vote.
The only time, Councilwoman Cotton, the only time you can change your vote is before the final call, the number is called, or I vote, and that has happened already. It's passed.
That's fine. I'm gonna tell it when I tell it.
She did. Yes, she called the vote. Item number 1, Madam Clerk.
Item number 1, second reading ordinance pursuant to the zoning and land development ordinance to designate Bible Way Church of Christ, 16 through 22 Southwood Street, historically known as St. Athanasios Greek Orthodox Church, as a municipal historic landmark, sponsored by Councilman Louis Velez and co-sponsored by Council President Dr. Lalisa Mims and Councilwoman Ruby Ann Cotton. Economic Development, ordinance number 25-021.
So moved.
Public hearing is required.
Moved by Councilman Velez, second by Councilwoman Davila and President Mims and Cotton.
Yes.
Public portion is now open. Public hearing is now open.
Reverend.
On the item number 1.
See no move to close.
Seeing none, move to close.
Hold on for a minute.
Second.
Hold
By
on, Council
Councilman
President.
Mendez, second. Roll call to close
I
the
believe
public
the
hearing.
Reverend's here.
Roll call to close the public hearing.
In the regular session.
Roll call to close the public hearing on item number 1, Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to say, and I know that historian John Franco, had a lot to do with it too, of making this a historic landmark. which should be. And I always say that I'm happy that I'm sitting here when certain things can happen for the city, for the good. It's about the good, you know, and this has been there for years, and for us to see this, to get through, you know, and the only thing you can say is thank you, Jesus, for letting me be here to see that. And I thank Jesus for letting me see that. I'm happy to see you all here, putting this together. I would say about you, John Franco, you be really working to make sure that we can preserve some of our history that we have here in the city. I got to give you a hand about that. So with that being said, congratulations. I'm happy to be part of this. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Davila.
So I am not going to speak right now because we're just closing the public hearing. I will say my statement when I do my vote, okay? My vote is yes to close the public hearing.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Kalik?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez?
Yes.
Councilman Omar? Councilman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Velez?
Yes.
Council President?
So just to Bible, I know you're excited. After this vote, we do roll call. After those votes, then you start yelling, okay? So my vote is just to close public hearing.
Thank you. The votes are 8 in favor, 1 absent. Public hearing is hereby closed.
Thank you. Roll call on item number 1, Madam Clerk.
Roll call on item number 1 for adoption. Councilwoman Cotton?
I said we can jump up and enjoy for now. We ain't got to wait for the end because we know it's going to be yes all the way down the road. So with that being said, I'm happy. Congratulations. Thank you all for being here and putting this together. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Davila?
Bible Way Church of Christ, congratulations. I think that Councilwoman Cotton, the Dean of our council, have spoken, so I'm not going to say much, but just say congratulations and definitely thank you, Gianfranco, because it is important to preserve the history of our city. So with that said, my vote is yes. Congratulations.
Thank you. Councilman Jackson?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So it has become a practice where many of the actions of people who've come before us are often overlooked and often unappreciated. The struggles and things of that nature that we have all endured so that other people have been able to enjoy many fruits that, you know, somehow we seem to be excluded from these days. So it's very refreshing to make sure that, you know, we can give a congratulatory situation, so, if you will. But, you know, for me, I like to push things a little bit further. You know, I want to make sure that we're not only supporting, you know, our historic organizations by a matter of resolution, but we also render the support that this city has been given to many other organizations that don't have this foundational track record. So that's a conversation I would like to have with you guys, you know, down the line, because, you know, there's over $1 billion that comes into this community, right? And the way you continue to do good work is by being supported in the work that you already do. And having, you know, a resolution and an ordinance and a sign is all good, but we need the type of support that's going to allow us to extend ourselves much further and, you know, stop watching some of these outside entities come in here and receive all of the glamour and all the money and all the gold to do the things that we've been doing for years without any praise and acknowledgement. So hats off to you guys for the great work, and let's keep it going, and let's take it to the next level now. Let's demand what you guys are truly entitled to. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Kalik?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to congratulate everyone who is involved. Councilman Velez, thank you for sponsoring it as well. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Mendez?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Municipal Historic Landmark is one of the highest designations in terms of history that a structure could receive. Congratulations. We're voting on Paterson history. May God continue blessing all the organizers and the members of this great institution. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Uden.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Bible charge, thank you for serving the people of faith and community at large. And I think this is a very good move, Councilman Velez and other sponsors as well. And I think should be the part of history, and that's why we're moving forward. Congratulations. My vote is yes.
Councilman Velez.
So this is the year, and I say the year, of the Bible Way Church of Christ. When I honor Reverend Pamela Pettiford in the Black History Month, I said in that podium that I'm going to work hard to designate the church as historic site. So I started speaking to Mr. Gianfranco, and thank you, Gianfranco, to look into the books with the help of Mr. Richardson. And I received a call from a person that is a member of that church, that she was listening to the message that I was giving regarding the church, and she called me, and she thought that it just works. And well, that's my word, so she didn't talk. She had faith that it was going to happen. So she put the energy on it from far away out of the state, and I say, I don't want to jump the channels. Please speak to Reverend Pamela Pettiford. I reside in front of that church for the past 15 years. When I wake up late to go to church, the church wake me up because they hit drums real good. And they praise the Lord real deep. Without no church getting jealous in the 5th Ward, I said that the church is the rock in the middle of the 5th Ward. Why is the rock in the middle of the 5th Ward? I recall the bad days of this city when COVID-19. Seeing that place serving as a funeral home, because a lot of places cannot open and they serve as funeral home. Also, I serve the kids when they go early to go to the preschool and how they treat them. And not only that, they expand their service, that the lines of people getting food from the food bank they have. That means the church is giving back to the community. I was speaking to the pastor and I say, Pastor, one of these days you have to get a translator to translate in the future service in Spanish, because the church mainly is surrounded with Latinos. So it's a good idea. Well, I don't know how to translate, I don't know how to speak, I don't know how to write, but I know how to legislate, right? So expanding the service of a church is important. Expanding the heritage of the church is more important, and the legacy of it. I know Reverend Pettiford is watching from heaven. I know Mom is happy that this is getting designated as a historic church. Keep on working hard. Now they have a summer camp operating from that church. That is giving back to the community, not just sitting in church, preaching, and go home. They're giving back to the community. So congratulations, and to everyone that was involved and designated the church as historic, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you to my colleague for supporting me on this resolution, and also to Joe Franco to make it happen. So saying that, God bless the church. My word is church.
Thank you, Council President.
So to Apostle Pettiford, who I affectionately call Dad, Mom Pettiford, to my sister and good friend, Reverend Pam Pettiford, and to the Bible Way Church, and to Apostle, I see that you're here as well. I just want to say that I really believe that we should give people their flowers while they can smell them. Bible Way has been an integral part of the city of Paterson for a very, very long time, and the fabric of our community. So when Councilman Velez started this work with Mr. Gianfranco, thank you so much. He started this work and you did your due diligence in getting signatures and doing what you needed to do. It was a no-brainer but making sure that we get this historic piece of property preserved and recognized in the fashion it should. So I'm looking forward to the futuristic plans of applying for historic grants and going through Historic Preservation Board to get those things that so rightfully are deserved unto your church. You already know I'm one of your biggest cheerleaders and biggest fans. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Council President, the votes are 8 in favor, 1 absent. Item number 1 is hereby adopted.
Make a plan.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk,
Yes.
it is time for the public portion. I just want to say to the public present and viewing, we have completed all of the agenda items on tonight. I am going to say this first and foremost. There is a 3-minute time limit to speaking. If you would like to go over the time, I have asked and preference that you reach out prior to the meeting because we want to make sure we keep the decorum. I've heard it said many times, Mr. Rucker, you've said it yourself. We have to keep the decorum on this side so you can respect it on that side. We will also be doing the same thing on this side as it relates to if there's 3 minutes for the public, should be the same thing for this side. So you will begin to see that as well because we want to be the change that we want to see. I want to thank Mr. Rucker for allowing our first speaker to be the pastor of the church. She's on the list, but thank you, Mr. Rucker, for allowing that. Madam Clerk, first speaker, please.
Yes, the first speaker is Reverend Pamela Pettiford. Kindly state your name.
Thank you. Say that again, I'm sorry. I'm so overwhelmed right now. Y'all just bear with me, please. Okay. Am I in the mic?
Yes. Yes, you're good. Good.
My name? My name is Pastor Pamela Pettiford, pastor of the Bible Way Church here in Paterson. I just really want to thank everyone that helped in this project. We started back earlier this year, but I'm so grateful for some of the members that are here from my church, and even our second vice presider of International Bible Way Church worldwide. He is here, Apostle James Heron Sr., and his lovely wife, Mother Callie Heron. I praise God for them. My mom is not here. She could have been here. But to all of the council members that are here, thank you, Councilman Velez, Councilman Mike Jackson. We're going to have a conversation. Amen. To my sister and to G. Franco, I praise God for him. He's been such a help and an encourager through this whole process. And to Jimmy Richardson, who was such a big help. And also to Kim Lawson, who is a former member of our church who is in Georgia now, but she was the one that helped push this project to go on. And I am so happy for each and every one of you. I am happy. I pray that I didn't overlook anyone. But I am just so happy. I'm so overwhelmed. I just want to shout. But I just tell you, I'll wait till I get to church and cut me a shout. But I'm just so excited about what the Lord is doing. I can keep going on, but I'm going to cut it because I know only I see the clock. But nevertheless, I am truly grateful from the depths of my heart what God is doing. And I am so excited even about working in the community because it's so important and it's such a need, and we do need the help, the continual help. But I praise God for open doors. I praise God. Okay, I'm going to have to stop. But I praise God for open doors. God will open doors and he will send you the help that you need in such a time as this. So God bless you. I see you, sis. God bless you. I love all of you. Talk to y'all later. God bless you. Praise God. I want to thank the 5th Ward and everybody that helped me. And
Thank you, Pastor Sister Pettiford. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Ernest Rucker.
Ernest Rucker Paterson. Looks like we're having a revival up in here. I come tonight, you guys made a decision a few months ago to cut the council meetings down to meetings. But what you did not do was increase our speaking time since you took away 2 of our meetings. It is hard for me to understand how it is fair for you to cut your meetings to 2 meetings and not give us more time to speak. Now, this is about community now, and I'm basing it on community. If it's fair for you to cut your days of work, it's just as fair for you to give us extra speaking time. And I'm asking this council, through the president, I need someone to take leadership on that. And let's not be unfair to the public. We can't lose 6 minutes and you gain, well, actually, you lost a lot of work. You're only working 2 days, two meetings out of the month. So again, you've got yours. We need ours. Let's also talk about the dumping in the city of Paterson. You guys have an ordinance. You have an ordinance on the books that says there's a $10,000 fine. Well, it's obvious that $10,000 fine is not stopping the problem. So I'm asking you guys to bring that ordinance back up to amend it, to add 30 days jail time, a year's worth of public service. Another item that we're talking about here today is the rent leveling board, where the administration, I believe, just gave up on it, doesn't want to see it work. We've been asking for that amendment to that rent leveling board for months with no reply. Now, something that helps the public, something that works for the public, we can't seem to get amended. We can't seem to get teeth. North Jersey City has dynamite, powerful legislation. Your job as legislators is to give us the legislation necessary for quality of life. That's not happening. I need someone. In the next meeting, I want to hear something about this. We don't want to just keep talking. We want to see action. The city is a cesspool at this point. Garbage, crime, no jobs, high rent, no parking. And let's talk about that. You talk about these boards. Why are they allowing people to build these buildings without adequate parking? Why do people have to ride around the block 4 or 5 times to find a parking spot? It is your job to change the legislation. Say it again? Oh, we talked about that. But the bottom line is you have an opportunity in this council to let us know that you hear us. In closing, I say goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Rucker. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Sebastian Mejia.
Good evening, Paterson and council. Over the past few days, like many other Pattersonians, I have been faced with a reality that for many of us have known was happening, but is now finally coming to the light. That in this city, it seems like if you want to get anything done, you have to grease a couple of squeaky wheels. That being said, let me ask the following question. Who do I have to bribe in order to get a traffic light on East 24th and Market Street? I've made calls, spoken to commissioners of the county, council members, sent emails, posting it on social media for the last 10 years. And all we've gotten is a couple of white lines on the crosswalk, like if that's supposed to save anybody. Let me make one thing clear. Cesar Pina was not the first and will certainly not be the last real estate developer to bribe elected officials in the city of Paterson. These backdoor deals have consequences. One of them is the overpopulation of our city, driven by this unchecked and irresponsible development. Look at what happened yesterday in Plainfield. Rest in peace to the 2 lives that were lost and all the property that was damaged. But guess what? We're going to be next. If we keep allowing these developments that seem to be made out of cardboard to be overburdening our sewer system, which is over 100 years old, and is mixed use, it's an environmental hazard. But yet we're gonna keep on taking money from developers to build whatever they want around this city. It's overburdening our schools, infrastructure, and our fire department that supposedly the rumor is y'all gonna slash their budget too. That's why I want to personally thank Ms. Alina Haba and her staff for the investigations they launched there so far. And I will say this, I invite you, I urge you to look at the books, follow the contracts, and investigate every elected official in the city, not just for bribery, but for the blatant violations of election laws that occur in Paterson and in the entire county of Passaic. That is why today I am calling for the establishment of an ordinance calling for term limits, a 2-term limit for all elected officials in the city of Paterson. Because when politics becomes a lifelong hustle, the citizens of this city suffer.
Thank you, Mr. Mejia. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Its next speaker is Robert Vieira. Please state your name.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Vieira, and I am Paterson. I'm here today because I'm just fed up. Every day they're killing. The illegal apartments, illegal buildings, is out of control. You got these buildings, developers making 30 units and only probably have like 28 parking, no backyard. I was raised in the backyard. Nowadays, these kids ain't got no backyard. They got nothing worse to be in the front of the house or somewhere down the street where the parks that are being rebuilt, but for nothing, because you give it 2 more years, the drug addicts got them. There's no way for our future kids to develop some fundamental in the streets like we used to have. I wasn't born in Paterson. I came here in '78, but I consider myself Paterson to the fullest. While many from Paterson that was born left to Florida, and I keep seeing on Facebook, oh, I'm glad I left there. Oh man, that hits my heart. But like I said, we got to change. We got to make sure that these developers are held accountable, that they got to have places for these kids to play. There's no room for a backyard just to hold 4 cans for a 30 apartment unit, and they have no choice but hit the streets. I work at Gator Recycling, and I'm in the garbage industry. I'm a supervisor, and I try to hire guys that come home just to get them tired so they won't go back to the streets, and it works for some. But I say the contract that Paterson did with this outsider company, instead of looking for the insider, we got our own dump. I'm quite sure you could have went to my boss, the owner. He opens the door, and he was welcoming anything that came from Paterson. He was willing to operate his business out of Paterson also. My thing is, DPW, I give them a lot of credit. You can only work with what you got with, and I understand that. I see it every day, how garbage from one house to the next property is built. I never seen this before in my life. Paterson DPW is under manpower. I understand that, and it's ran by a union, which I know a lot of times things that ran by a union sucks, right? Sometimes you got to put your foot down to get things done. My thing is, this bulk pickup, it's taking a lot of work from the DPW guys. We got potholes that are listen, we got potholes that are getting filled with concrete rocks.
Thank you, Mr. Vieira. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, next speaker is Charles Ferrer. Please state your name.
Good evening, Charles Ferrer. It's good that we're talking about development. So I'm going to share this article because, as a history person, this article came out 37 years ago in the Patersonian, and it talks about an all-right super block project that was supposed to be built in Paterson. I think the reason why it wasn't built here in Paterson, because the developer realized the type of people that would potentially he'd be dealing with, so they left. But the point that I'm making is 37 years ago, when we were supposed to build this development, which was a hotel and retail space, it was a $150 million project. And in lieu of taxes then, they were going to pay $3.2 million in lieu of taxes, with a 2% increase. Fast-tracked 37 years later, and in between there, we're given tax abatements. We just did the Hinchcliffe, the senior citizen, $115 million project, $100 million project. In lieu of taxes, they're paying $75,000. How did we go from 3.2 potentially in 1988, which would be, I don't know what that value would be right now, to 75,000? I have copies of the article for all of you. The best quote in this article was by Councilman Rooney, who saw the future and said that Paterson is going to be known as the Patsy Town, and all the developers are going to come here and just take advantage of it. And what do we have? Okay? What do we have? And we can't get better because we don't do better. Okay? No money goes into the school system, and I hear all the taxpayers that are coming to the board and saying, we can't pay anymore, while the developers say on Facebook and stuff, it's only a 10-year abatement or 15-year, but while you're getting that money, nobody said anything about the children, nobody said anything about the taxpayers who have not received a benefit from any of these projects, developments. Even if you want to go back, I spoke out against Garrett Heights. Okay? And I was young then, and it was bad then. And I haven't seen one development that has been good for this city. Okay? Every time I take my mother to church in the morning, she talks about that two-family apartment that was built at the end of Governor Street across from the church. That's about this narrow with the two doors. There is no backyard. Who approved that? Is that somebody from the Board of Adjustment? And not for nothing, after spending most of my life in real estate, it's insane and it's insulting to put a three-family house on a 25 by 100
Thank
lot.
you, Mr. Farrar. Thank
Okay?
you.
Next time I'll be calling you, so I'll get more time.
Thank you. Next speaker,
Gotta
Madam
do
Clerk.
better, and we have it.
Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, the next speaker is Ms. Adrienne Tooley. Please state your
Good
name.
evening, Ms. Tooley.
Adrienne Tooley. Can you hear me? Okay, Adrienne Tooley. Good evening to all of you. Thank you for having me here tonight. I'm here representing my daughter, who's a student at Phillips Academy Charter School in Paterson. She's funded by the city of Paterson. There's a serious issue with Dr. Davis. There is a petition online. It is change.org titled Dr. Davis Has to Go. Phillips Academy Charter School needs a new CEO. We are asking for the taxpayers of this town and surrounding towns to please sign the petition. We need to get a new school leader. The pictures, the photos are resurfacing. One which mocks a special education child, another one of a woman bearing a bikini with her hand sticking inside of it. These are resurfacing. This is an issue. The students are uncomfortable, the parents are uncomfortable, and the Hispanics are scared to speak up because they've been threatened that ICE will be called. I'm not going to take light to the threatening. I've been an educator for a long time. I've got some kickback about why don't I take my daughter out to school. Not going to do that because no one said that to Ruby Bridges' mother. No one said that to the Little Rock 9. No one said that to the Greensboro 4. No one said that to Brown Board of Education versus Board of Education. And no one said that to our many founding mothers and fathers of the civil rights movement who stayed steadfast in their mission. When we are talking about leaders elected to lead our school, they should not have a background where you can go on social media and see such filth and see such disgust. I'm asking for the taxpayers of the city of Paterson and the surrounding cities to help. Mr. Jackson and his team, Ms. Black, Ms. Chanel, Mr. Eddie, a number of his people have been helping me with the situation. I need more help, and I'm not going to stop. Because when we're talking about children, there has to be better leadership. I've been an educator since 2001. If I would have done something like this, they would have taken my teaching certification. Many years ago, there was a teacher in Paterson who questioned her logic of being a teacher and compared it to being a warden, and guess what? They petitioned, they got rid of her. I don't know who Dr. Davis knows, but I know God, and God is sending me to do the mission because we need somebody else here. He's being paid by the city of Paterson. That should be a concern for everyone. I've brought my concerns to this council. Mr. Jackson has been steadfast in trying to help me and his team. We need more than that. And to think she's a black child being put out by people that look like her, something's wrong.
Thank you, Ms. Tooley. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Sylvia Farrar.
She's not here, Madam Clerk. Oh, she's here. I didn't see you. Hi, Ms. Farrar. How are you?
Peace and blessings.
Thank you.
Peace and blessings to everyone. And our condolences to our constituents and our fellow New Jerseyans in Plainfield and throughout the state of New Jersey. Okay, I'm Sylvia Farrar. I was just giving peace and blessings, our greetings. And our condolences to our Plainfield relatives, family, our New Jersey constituents that are going through right now. I'm here because of some issues that are occurring in Brook Slopes Terrace where I reside, and that have been occurring for some time. A lot of it is, well, the whole community is being affected. I've asked for federal oversight. I've asked for investigation into things that are going on. We have people that have come into our Brook Slope community making 6 figures. I've questioned that even to the board. I was given information who to reach out to concerning this, and it was looked into. But I know everything is a slow process, but partly that is why we're probably not going to get our pilot because of outside, you know what's going on, but a lot of it they try to cover. I feel bad for those that have no place to go. When we've had one increase of $100, it's going to increase again. And we have people that are coming in, have only been in Brook Slope, actually 2 years, and are running all over the place. They're now in charge. How does this happen? We have the one entity that has been in court several times for the theft, long-standing theft in Brook Slope, mismanagement, bully tactics. Now we're under police surveillance. At first, everybody's thinking, whose car alarm is that? We had police surveillance we had lights, cameras on the buildings. I got to speak quickly. But all that's being looked into. But I'm concerned right now, because I speak up. I've been targeted. As yesterday, I went to Applebee's to get myself something to eat. I'm being watched. I have cameras all over me. I'm being watched. Anyway, no sweat there. I get out of my car after returning from Applebee's. They saw me when I was leaving my residence. Of course, they saw when they were sitting and wait for when I got back. So, you listen to the spirit. Well, I'm gonna play this tape for you. But anyway, this individual, I'm gonna say her name because, yeah, that's one of them.
Help me, I'm in danger. What the hell? Well, all the cameras are on.
Okay. Well, anyway, basically, I have it on film and on, tape. I got out of my car. I saw this one particular individual. She's coming down out of her door. I'm like, oh God. So I walk back toward my car. I'm trying to avoid the person.
Thank you, Ms. Farrar.
But anyway, I call the police because I know how they do. They, come up with this stuff. But the manager came.
Thank you, Ms. Farrar. Your time. We have a set rule. I have to be fair to everyone else.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Farrar. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
But I've
The
been
next
put in
speaker is
with these-
Pat Hillis. Pat Hillis.
Hi, Ms. Hillis.
State your name, please.
Good evening, Pat Hillis, Cumberland Avenue. I don't get to come out to many meetings, but I do watch every one of them. I want to go back to July 1st to the reorganization meeting. I was appalled to see that when Vice President Davila was voted in, there were some council members that didn't show the respect that they needed. And you speak about showing respect, and you show about working together. I'm going to tell you what I saw that day was disrespect and division. So I don't know how you can sit there and speak about showing respect when you don't do it. I understand the vote didn't go the way you wanted. However, I will tell you, put your big boy pants on and get over it. You can't tell the community to show respect and work together if you aren't doing it. So practice what you preach. Another issue I'd like to bring up is the verbiage that's used by the council and sometimes by people at the podium when issues are discussed about administration not doing what they're supposed to do and shortchanging people. It comes up that it's the black and brown community. Well, look at me. I'm not black, I'm not brown. I am part of the community. I am a taxpayer. And when people are shortchanged, I'm shortchanged too. Something simple as trying to get my street cleaned for 4 years. I've called DPW. I was told that the director would get back to me. As of now, he hasn't gotten back to me. There's a driver on the sweeper. He gets paid with my tax dollars. And he's not doing his job. 4 years. How much farther do I have to go? And you also, as I said before, you speak about working together. How can this be done when you yourselves are dividing the city by race? I'm very involved in my community. I work together with all races. And I would hope that when you see and you work for all people. When I go to the polls, I vote for someone that's going to work for me. I don't vote for someone by race, by gender, by religion, or nationality. And there's times when I vote that I feel after the election I am kicked to the curb, and I'm not happy about it. These meetings here are for the community. And to watch the council do personal attacks on each other, it doesn't give me hope for Paterson moving forward. Practice what you preach. You want it from us, then you have to show it. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
The next speaker is Crystal Soraya. Am I pronouncing that right?
Crystal.
State your name, please.
Hi, my name is Crystal Saruya. All right, so I am rather new to this. So I just moved to Paterson in November. I bought a house on East Main and Hillman, and I would say that since I've moved here, it has been a journey, I would say, good and bad within it all. So let's start at the top. Let's talk about trash that people have been talking about numerous times since I've just been here today. And honestly, hearing that things have been happening for years and years doesn't really give me hope that I'm even up here today, you know, making a difference and taking time out of my day to be able to sit here. So what I will say is that since I've been moved here since November, I've had a problem with street sweeper on an ongoing basis. I have called, and I have been told by Inspector Aguilar, as well as Mr. Cobb, that the street sweeper has no replacements, all right? That there's only, I can't remember if he said 6 or 8 of the street sweepers, and that when they go down, that they have no replacements. I've also been told that the employees that work in the street sweepers, when they're out sick or when they're on vacation, that there is nothing that could be done, that my streets will not be cleaned, because they do not have the manpower to be able to keep up with the turnover with staff when it comes to being off or being sick. I think that that is very, I don't know, I think there's definitely more that we could do when it comes to keeping our city clean. I've heard over and over again that Paterson strives to be what Jersey City is, right? And I was born and raised in Jersey City, and I would say that y'all are 1,000 miles away from that when it comes to keeping this city clean and keeping this city safe, all right? When we go back to keeping the city clean, all right, these streets are filthy. I'm outside every Monday and Tuesday on my block, raking and sweeping to ensure that the street sweepers are able to come and do their job when they do come, all right? Half of the buildings around my newly purchased home are abandoned, and we need to start keeping the homeowners responsible for cleaning up their trash. There's mountains and mountains of garbage all around my home that have nothing to do with me, and this city is not holding the homeowners responsible, all right? But if I was, you know, if I put a bottle in a cardboard box, they don't come and pick up my cardboard because it's not done correctly, right? But we're not holding other homeowners accountable. Recycling, you need a new company, all right? My neighbors believe that they do not pick up cardboard in my neighborhood, and that is a lie. I know that Billy Rodriguez has been super helpful, and he's the only reason, really, that I've been having any success with my garbage since I've moved here. Y'all need a new recycle company, okay? I've been told numerous times that it's the fault of the residents and that the residents need to be cleaner, all right? What I say to you all, it is y'all fault. Y'all need to have more money and more people to be able to clean up these streets that y'all call home, and so do we, but y'all are receiving a check. Don't forget that, okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much, and welcome to the city of Paterson. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, the next speaker is Kamisha Rogers-Jones.
Good
State your
evening,
name,
Ms.
please.
Rogers-Jones.
Good evening.
Evening.
Kamisha Rogers-Jones, 4th Ward. Crystal Cerulia is actually one of my good girlfriends. We work together and we're really great friends. She's heard the great things that I've said about being from Paterson. She knows I'm a proud Patersonian, and she decided to buy a home here. And I'm embarrassed. So I did connect her with different people within the city to help her with her issues, but I did encourage her to come here today to talk to you guys about her concerns. So I hope that a follow-up or something can be done with her, because she's a homeowner, a new homeowner in our city, and not just her coming into our city, but everyone deserves a great quality of life living here in Paterson. I'm here again to discuss resident parking as it pertains to living in downtown Paterson. I have a family member, my daughter, who lives downtown and has been receiving parking tickets as a resident there. I don't know what you guys have planned to combat that. I know you have housing developments coming up in downtown where we're going to see more and more residents. As I drive through downtown, you know, I guess you guys changed the however you label it for people to rent now on top of the businesses, because I see a lot of apartments downtown now, right? So you guys did some changing of whatever, the board or whatever, so that people can make apartments. So we're seeing more and more people living downtown. There's nowhere to park. So I'm confused, because we have meter parking for businesses, but what parking do we have for the residents that live down here? And so I would love to know if you guys are planning any type of resolution, resident parking permits or something, maybe something like you guys did for Redwood Village or Triangle Village. It's Triangle Village. They have residential parking, but maybe something like that to combat the issues, because she's received 5 tickets now, and what's the resolve there? I also wanted to discuss quickly, I wrote it down because I want to make sure I say it. All right, so what I wanted to ask is, one, I see in the news that we have a $3 million shortfall. I wanted to know, what revenue have we gained from all of the development that's happened in the city versus what we've put out to offer the services to those residents and to those developments? Because if we haven't gained anything, why are we continuing on that path?
But I would really like to know, I don't know if that's something you guys can provide for us, but over the last 10 years, what revenue have we gained from all of the development that's happened in the city? How has that benefited us? Because us as residents, taxpayers, we're paying out a lot of money. I know, I'm gonna wrap it up.
Thank you, Ms. Rogers-Jones.
But we paying out a lot of money.
Yes.
But all of these developments are coming, and they're not paying their part. And so now we have a $3 million deficit, what are we doing to combat that? So I would love an answer to that. One more thing, ma'am, because you did.
We gotta be fair, Ms. Rogers-Jones.
I hear you,
We
but
have
you
to be
did
fair.
say that when we bring things to you guys, that we would get answers.
You will, and
so
you
how
at the
would
end.
that happen?
I will give it to you at the end.
I had a question about residential parking last week.
But Ms.
and I haven't
Rogers-Jones,
gotten any update about it.
we will make sure there's an
So this is the
update.
second time that I'm here.
It will be
and
given.
no one said anything to me
It will
about
be given,
okay?
Ms. Rogers-Jones.
So I would like to see that
It
happen.
will. Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Dr. Fields. State your name, please.
Chanel Fields. Good evening to you all. I want to talk about the booming business of Paterson, or should I say the booming business off of Paterson. Because while we're kept distracted with fans, ribbon cuttings, celebratory events and festivities, developers, team owners, and out-of-town investors are cashing in big time on the people of Paterson. You know us. We are the ones footing the bill. While everything is literally we're left with potholes here, rising rents, and broken promises. Let me get this straight. We, the taxpayers, have unknowingly helped fund a private stadium. Yes, you heard that right, private. After having it built on public dollars, it is now the shiny new home of the Cosmos soccer team that somehow will yet be another project that will bring zero benefits to this very community that pays for it. Not one free ticket, not one youth program, not $1 redirected into our schools or our streets by this developer, Baye Adolfo Wilson, Ball Development. Just a room filled with Paterson's elite and Red Bulls arena owner Eric Stover in return. Paterson's park redevelopment has given us nothing, just locked gates on renovated parks, 4 swings, and another new park that the public can barely utilize in the manner in which most park facilities are. These developers have capitalized on bleeding the city of Paterson as a profit pipeline that flows straight out of Paterson. You want to talk about playing in our face? Here's the kicker. This same man leading the effort, Mr. Baye Adolfo Wilson, in case you don't know who he is, he was the developer that was given $110 million. Now he's the chairman and the co-owner of the Cosmos, same developer. The very team now calling the taxpayer-funded Hinchcliffe Stadium their personal playground. I don't know about you, he's not just involved, but in my opinion, this whole Hinchcliffe initiative stinks. It's got conflict of interest written all over it. To you in power, it can no longer be just business as usual. You all are accountable, and blood spills on your hands every time you vote in a manner that allows Paterson to be exploited. We love this city. We fight for this city, and it's about time the people in power stop treating it like their personal ATM. I don't want to know where the fans at. I want to know where the money is at. We'll stop yelling black and brown when the black and brown community stops getting overlooked and taken advantage of. Paterson deserves better, and we can no longer stay quiet about it.
Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Ava Razak.
Good evening, Commissioner.
State your name kindly, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Are they fighting? I don't know. Are they fighting? Hi. Is ready? I mean, it's... All right, could we start the timing again? Because I'm sorry, I don't know. Ready? All right, good evening, everyone. I guess everyone's here on a different note, but I wanted to start this off by saying something else. Last week, there was an event that was taken from the young lady who runs Casa de Amor, Miss Ingrid. They did a wonderful event for the ladies at Petra Salon. They took the young ladies that are staying at the Paterson Task Force shelters at the Hilltop,
and they gave them a makeover. They did their hair, they did the makeover, they ate, they drank. I mean, they had a good time. I wanted to also give a shout out to all those who made that possible, that gave donations for these young ladies to be there. Also, I wanted to make sure that I said thank you for the new librarian that they did now for the kids. It's wonderful with the choo-choo train. Another thing, for my council people here and mayor and everybody in the city, Ms. Eva's gonna ask for something, but I don't want you guys to think that I'm asking for me. On Circle Ave where the shelters are, they have a spot in the back that we would like to know if you guys can help us donate time and people, because we all have people in the city that can make this happen and make that playground for the kids that are staying in that shelter. And I've been trying to do that. So if you guys can, come on, you guys know who to connect to. I'm not asking for me, because I don't need it, but those kids there need a little safe haven. So if you guys can look out and go up there by the Circle Lab, by Monica's, we really appreciate it. Another thing that I wanted to invite, the Paterson Task Force on October 18, 2025, the doors open at 1 o'clock. We're doing an early Christmas fundraiser for the task force. The tickets are $35, and they include lunch and tickets. So if you guys can really appreciate and share, I need you guys to really listen. If I come up here in the city, you guys know I don't ask you for nothing. For me, I don't. So I really, in the time that I have as being a commissioner for the task force, I want this for you guys to make it happen. Because you guys, a little bit of here, a little bit of there, a little bit of there, we can make it happen, guys. So please, look out. Once again, Casa de Amor, thank you. Paterson Task Force, Ms. Monica, Mr. Darian, Roberta, all the ladies and the children that were there. It was a wonderful thing. They looked so beautiful. They had a great time. All the donations that we're giving from QMAC, the Brownstone, Kilvio, Bocaditos, just everybody. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? If we were all to look at each other and we were to share what we have, there wouldn't be nobody starving. So what I'm trying to say is, let's start the day early in the morning being positive. And I'll leave off with this. Let the first light of day fill you with a sense of purpose. Believe in your ability to manifest positivity and joy. The universe is listening and ready to respond. Your attitude shapes your day. So choose positivity and watch the world respond in kindness. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner.
God bless.
Thank you.
I'm going to look forward to everybody back again to please help me for the task force, because I'm not asking for me. So if we make
Thank you,
these parts,
Commissioner.
let's make it happen.
Thank you. Next speaker,
so much.
Madam.
My loved ones are here.
Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Eddie Olivares.
Thank you. Good evening.
State your name, please.
Good evening, Ms. Olivares.
Good evening, Paterson. Tonight, I want to talk about corruption. There was an article that was written yesterday about a developer paying off Alex Mendez and Marisa Davila. And so, let me make it clear. We did not elect developers to protect our interests. We elected you guys. So I don't blame the developer at all. And I don't question the motive as to why he paid Alex Mendez, and who appears to be busy over there playing with something. Anyway, and Marisa Davila. So I don't question the developer. But I would like to know, Alex, I'm talking to you directly. What did you have to do in exchange for that money? Oh, he's too busy playing. What did you have to do? Marisa Davila, the same thing. What did you have to do to get money from that developer? Again, the developer, he's in the private sector. We didn't elect him. He doesn't owe us anything. But this fool, I'm sorry, I know, Mr. Jackson, you want me to curtail my language, but it's very, very difficult when you're dealing with these foolishness. But anyway, so people of Paterson, please listen to me. The evil that we have in this town does not come from the private sector. It's not the developer. It's these guys. This is the evil over here. With the exception of Councilman Jackson, this is where the evil resides. When you get people like Marisa Davila getting money from the developer, Alex Mendez getting money from the developer,
And so you ask, well, Marisa, answer the question. What did you have to do in exchange for that money? I mean, he didn't just give it to you because you're pretty. So let's just leave it at that. But again, people of Paterson, please understand where the evil comes from. This is it. It's not the private sector. They don't owe us anything. And so you have people like Luis Velez, you know, in exchange of the mayor giving his wife a job. Now, Luis Velez has to vote in a way that is pleasing to the mayor. I'll explain this. The mayor used to call him a criminal all the time. So now the mayor stopped, but in exchange, Alex cannot vote in any way that would upset.
Thank you, Mr. Olivares. Thank you so much.
And so, people of Paterson, please understand the evil in this town. We are looking at it right here.
Thank you, Mr.
Council
Olivares.
President.
Next speaker.
Council
Next
President,
speaker.
I'm respectfully asking for 30 seconds. That gentleman addressed me, one second.
Council-
That gentleman addressed me
Council
by
Vice-
name, and all I'm going to
Council-
say is this. He addressed me, and I asked respectfully. He addressed me, and let me just tell you, it is obvious to me that he's never been elected
Council
official, and I
Vice
don't think he
President.
ever will be, because he should understand what elect laws. I did exactly what the law states. If you get a donation,
Point of
you
order.
report it.
Council President,
Thank you
point of
very
order.
much.
Point of order.
Next speaker. Hello. Next speaker.
The next speaker is
Order.
Valerie Freeman.
Order in the chambers. Order in the chambers. Order in the chambers. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
She's coming. Next speaker is Valerie Freeman.
She's coming, Val. Next speaker is Ms. Freeman. She's coming. Commissioner Freeman.
State your name, please. Thank you.
Valerie Freeman. I'm here as a community person, not a commissioner. So I don't want to get that, Mr. Strube, or none of my views that I speak here today are on behalf of the school board. It's on me. First thing, I heard you, Council President, when you said that you had a meeting in the Finance Committee and that there will be no layoffs for the fire department. I hope that's true, because what I'm hearing is that the fire department will be the first department to be cut. They will remove one firehouse and they will remove an ambulance. They are 29 fires short. They need more ambulances. They need new fire trucks. And they're the third busiest fire department in the state of New Jersey. When they were negotiating their contract, the city refused to negotiate with them and told them to go straight to arbitration. And whatever arbitration came up with is what the city would agree to. But instead, your mayor appealed what arbitration said. Then we have Kathleen Long, who was under oath, stating that per the MOU with the state, the city is to budget 2% for police and fire. She also noted that they had to use it to pay other bills. How? Why? But she skated down to Trenton after receiving a nice little raise. And nobody questioned it, nobody said a thing. I applaud and I thank the firefighters for everything that they do and how they continue to fight the fires and other pertinent emergencies in the city. After experiencing and witnessing what happened at Hinchcliffe Stadium,
if you're thinking about laying off one of them, this city is going to be in trouble. And we will be looking and facing a tragedy. Another thing is, my good friend, Charles Brown, retired April 1st. He has yet to receive his terminal leave pay. What's going on with that? All these things should come up in the finance meeting. You know firsthand who's retiring, who's leaving. The money should be there for them to be paid. And when the money is not there for them to be paid, that means that something is going on here. And as long as you all continue, aside from Mike, of course, to agree with all the shenanigans that this mayor brings before you, you guys are part of the problem. It's time to stand up against the mayor. If you want to say moving forward,
thank you, Ms.
and we're
Freeman.
better together and let's work together, set them straight. Because what's happening here is sad. And it's new council president, new vice president, but are we going to still have the same shenanigans? That's what I'm concerned with.
Thank you, Ms. Freeman. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Bilal Hakeem. Bilal Hakeem.
Bilal Hakeem. Mr. Hakeem is coming to the microphone.
Please state your name. Just state your name. Thank you.
Bilal Hakeem. I'm not here on behalf of Negroes for Andre Sayer. Just want to make that clear. I'm not here on behalf of them. I want to read something from the dictionary, since we have some young people here, and this is in a dictionary that is authorized by the Board of Education, and it's jackass. This is definition. A stupid person, a male ass or donkey. What does it mean to be called a jackass? Stupid, incompetent fool. Definition of jackass now, a man who is a stupid, incompetent fool. Synonymous with bozo, cuckoo, fathead, goofball, ghouls, zanny. And I say that because we're talking about developers here in the city of Paterson. Make sure this is clear. And if they really was interested in development, what happened to the mic? It was a little louder. Did I blow it out? Anyway, there was a company that came here 2011. I know because I was sitting there with them. We never publicized this here. It was under another administration. It was this company, and what they wanted to do, they wanted to come in and they wanted to develop the 1st and the 4th Ward and build homes for the residents. That's what they wanted to do. However, pay to play has always been a thing here in Paterson. When I go around the state, the people always talk about they don't want to do business with Paterson because of corruption, as Mr. Alvarez mentioned. It's corruption. You know, we can't get no good news here. So I don't see where we have benefit, but I see where
The developers have benefited a great deal, and we blame it on those that sit and make those decisions. Those people that are sitting there at the Board of Adjustments that agree. How in the world can you agree to some of the stuff? I mean, if you go out there and just look, like I just walked, I struggled, and I wanted to get, well, I put it in my other bag, but I struggled because I went and purchased some earphones, and when I purchased the earphones, I got home, they were empty. Nothing was in it because people are desperate, so they stole the stuff. And I always remind the people, I ordered a computer, they come to Paterson, the company contacted me back and said, we cannot send it to Paterson because of the risk factor. You got to change the image here.
Thank you, Mr. Hakeem. Good to see you tonight. Madam Clerk, next speaker.
Next speaker is Dave Gilmore. State your name, please.
Yeah.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, citizens. Let me start with telling you that I've got over 40 years of management, executive management, project management, regional management experience. I ain't never seen nothing like this. First of all, I want to go back to the couple of years ago in subsequent years demanding that we get reports. Where are the reports? Where are the outcome measures made, missed, projected, and so forth to plan the next year? We just came out of another reorg. Where's the reports? Where's the outcome measures for all of the money spent that you approved? This is not some obscure wish. You should be asking, as your committee chairs, multiple years, where the data is for what you oversee. So to me, that leads and lends us to the feeling that the information is being suppressed. The less information we have, the more ignorant we are, because there's no checks and balances. That's a problem. And every now and then, somebody will get smart and ask for the reports, particularly when it's budget time and you come up short. Now we want to know, where are the reports? Come on. That should be everybody's agenda, getting the reports, particularly from those committee chairs. I'm somewhat upset because last week I predicted people were going to jail, and it only took 2 days. It only took 2 days for the indictments to come down and the folks being challenged for somewhat illegal activities. Well, guess what? There's more coming. There's more coming. And at this point, you got to get in front of it. You know it's wrong. You know that all these approvals and things that are happening by the resident commissioners on these boards. And before I run out of time, I want to ask you again, do you plan on reinstating the 2 meetings that have been eliminated? Because if not, you need to give us 6 minutes at the mic. Because 3 minutes is not enough to discuss the shortcomings in the city of Paterson. We are suffering. There's a lack of capacity in some of the people that are here that don't know what the hell is going on. And we need to address that. So I leave you with that. Have a good night.
Thank you, Mr. Gilmore. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is A. Roberson.
Not here, Madam
A.
Clerk.
Roberson? Okay.
Not. A. Roberson. Oh, Annette. Oh, Annette. Good evening, Miss Annette.
Good evening. How are you?
Good.
Good. I just want to recap on something that was said at the workshop last week in regards to the appeal order with Ellison Photo, and that there was a back payment of about 7 months IOU. My question is, and I think it was stated that it had nothing to do with the Karen BAC, so we have to assume that it had something to do with the BAC prior.
My thing is, I think we need to begin peeling back the onion so that we could see what finance look like. Because it's behooved me that we're not better at paying our bills, but we reflect on tax increases. So my thing is, when we do tax increases, where do that money go? The other thing, the homeless population, they are just roaming the streets. They're in between cars. You don't know when to go. They're trained, and what that means is the fentanyl bent over. We need to do something with this here situation. They're in properties, they're in business, in front of businesses. The traffic, the parking, and we know, we keep repeating this, but it's bad. Ms. Mims, I sent you something that was in the proximity of the hospital. This is how people are parking. This is early in the morning, no fault of theirs. The other question is, when residents come before this council, we know that the council is not addressing the questions or concern, but is it preview, and are we looking at or listening to the concern, and are we trying to address what the constituents are bringing forth? The other question I have in terms of developing, what is the fee that the city charges for new construction for upgrading the sewer line? So that, I think that onus is on the developer or on the people who are building. Do we have, could we report that there? I just want to make sure. Just a minute. Yeah, right. Okay, thank you, Mr. Gilmore. Okay, that's pretty much it, but really, the development, we got to stop it. It's killing the city. I would challenge each and every one of you at about 2:30, stand on every corner on Main Street down to see what it looks like. The park and the right turn off of Market Street, the block, the box, what is it costing for those lines? If we're spending, I would like what the cost is for those lines, because what we're doing, we're wasting money if we don't have traffic patrolling those corners to issue out tickets.
Yes.
I have a coworker.
Thank you,
Ms.
Sinat.
On last week, street cleaning on Camden Street, got a ticket. She thought it was for street cleaning. It was for double parking, and she was parked. She ended up paying the ticket, not knowing, assuming it was for street cleaning.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Annette. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Councilman McCoy, William McCoy. State your name, please.
Good evening.
Good evening, council members. Bill McCoy. Annette was my classmate, by the way, and used to eat my lunch every day when I go to school. But I'm glad I'm grown up now. Listen, I've served on this municipal council for 20 years. I served on the Board of Education. And I'm really appalled. I'm a little bit disappointed that our standards are so low that somebody could go through an indictment, a superseding indictment, and U.S. attorney federal charges for bribery of a Board of Adjustment member, and we have him vote tonight on appointing a Board of Adjustment member. And it's not shocking to anybody. The council has not. I remember the council saying, we're going to give you a censure. We're going to give you a vote of no confidence. We're going to give you some kind of comment to say, brother, that's wrong. That's wrong. You know what happened this evening when I was coming home? The headquarters that is on Park Avenue and 33rd that everybody been talking about, that had his banner all over it, the new owners apparently wanted to distance themselves from the criminal activity and took the banners down. The place has been stripped. It's returned back to its natural name as a laundromat. And we as a municipal council, we should have a better expectation of that.
You know what my joy was? To see the new council president. Because I would hate to see another council president go from the council president seat to the pokey. And this guy's on his way to jail one way or other. And for us not to say anything about it is really sad. But for the 55 seconds that I have, I'm going to invite everybody to Jamaica Day on August 2nd and 3rd at Gospel Fest. It's going to be great. We have a new international artist, Nige Boy, that is coming in, and it's going to be a great time. I want everybody to join their hands with me and celebrate for someone who's been a saint for tolerating me for 42 years. My sweetheart, on tomorrow we celebrate our 42nd anniversary. 3 kids and going strong every day is our honeymoon. God bless you, everybody. If we want better, we got to do better. And I'm hoping tonight that somebody will lean over and say, brother, you were wrong. You need to repent. And if you're going to go back to Dominican Republic and wash again, go back down there because the last one ain't working.
Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is
Madam
Daniel Mejia. State your name, please. Hello. My name is Daniel Mejia, and I am the CEO of Silk City One. Again, Silk City One is a platform that looks to create transparency within each and every city. Within the platform, our main goal is to clean the river through the method of hydroponics and aquaponics. But within the website in itself, we have certain options for the people or the public. The first option is any city events, which would be divided into events by the people and events by businesses. Within the events by businesses, every week or every week and a half, we would select a few businesses that would give a specific discount. That way people could either try their product, and if they love it, they stay with that company, or they try the other companies that choose to work with us. The second option would be for issues that needs to be addressed within the city. In the case scenario that, for example, we're complaining about a street that needs to be fixed, the issue would be sent to the person that's in charge and also to the council members. That way you wouldn't have to waste your time coming to the city hall and speaking the same stuff. Now it comes to the elected official to do their job. In the case scenario that you say that they're not doing their job, you have the privilege to vote them out. As to which we already provided that within the platform, which is a recall referendum. It's all public, and you're able to visit silkcity1.com. On the other hand, silkcity1.com. That's just the first website at the moment. We do have a bigger website being built under silkcity.1. But for now, you could check out silkcity1.com. On the other hand, I do real estate within the city. And one thing that I've learned, I was in the Dominican Republic for 28 days. You see a lot of things. For example, when it comes to product, a simple haircut over here could cost you $20. In the Dominican Republic, the same haircut is going to cost you around $3. It's as to which, what adds the value to the job that you do, right? This is why I have a company also that I started, which is called Silk City Wear. It's a sweater that, even though it's summer, it's in the process of being released. This is our first concept, as to which it has kind on the outside and silk on the inside, with its own message. You would, whatever you think of it, it's probably this, as long as it's good. The concept at the moment, I am actually going to hand it to Nelson Cruz, a baseball player, who's going to sign it, and through the law of network, it's going to go to every other artist or every other person, and then at the end, once it's fully signed on the inside, it would go for auction. This is just to show how network works. At the end of the day, you have to treat every other person, the council members, with respect, because that's all we expect. And I was dressed with by the council members and also by the people. And each one have given me their own perspective. Thank you for giving me some extra time.
Thank you.
In advance. I was addressed by the council members and the public.
Mr. Mejia,
No worries.
Thank you very
I'll be
much.
posting in the Silk City one, but this
Thank
is the
you.
perfect example. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk?
The next speaker is it Stevens or Taryn? Stevens? Scratch
No,
through
they
your
crossed
name?
it out.
Okay.
It's crossed out. Next speaker?
The next speaker is Joel Keys. I don't think he's here. Mr. Keys, oh, he's here, okay.
Joel Keys, Paterson. Damn, clock started already. Capitalism, our worst enemy. There have been many complaints in the black community about our people arguing and criticizing each other too much. Consequently, some claim that we are our own worst enemy. Psychologist Dr. Bobby Wright and revolutionary activist Dr. Kwame Ture disagree with both accounts. Regarding the complaints of too much arguing and criticizing, Dr. Wright says, quote, "It's that same BS that got us all doing this individual stuff. You don't tell me what to do, I don't tell you what to do, and all of that. In one sense, we're the freest people in this country. No Jew can do anything that he wants to against the Jews. No Irish can do anything he wants to against the Irish, but any black can get up here and say and do anything they want to, and we cannot sanction them," unquote. Regarding the statement that we're our own worst enemy, Dr. Kwame Ture said, quote, "We tell you from the very beginning, we've never taken the line of others that the biggest problem we have is we ourselves. No, our biggest problem is our enemy, capitalism, and it must be destroyed," unquote. The complaints and criticism I referenced primarily revolve around the recent appointment of African-American woman Dr. Lalisa Mims as the council president. I teach sociology, which is behavior science from a systemic analysis. I created the accountability challenge to help understand how systems shape negative behaviors. That's why the two questions in the accountability challenge are, how has the system contributed to the problem, and how has the individual? Corresponding with Dr. Kwame Ture's assessment that capitalism is our biggest problem, Malcolm X and others assert you can't separate racism from capitalism. Moreover, Dr. Umar Johnson avers, quote, "We all have a white man inside of us, but we don't want to discuss that," unquote. Professor James Smalls gives an example of Dr. Umar Johnson's analysis that we all have a white man inside of us. He said, quote, "We have a president at City College who was brought in because she is supposed to be an African-American woman. She is African-American in terms of pigment, but value systems, beliefs, alliances, allegiances, and role models are all based on white supremacist notions. The same thing is happening at Temple. We have a black woman there. And it's not just one. We have brothers and sisters who are basically white supremacists in terms of their intent, in terms of their values, beliefs, consciousness, and everything about them is rooted in white supremacist survival," unquote. In conclusion, speaking to African-American psychology students at a university, Dr. Amos Wilson confirms, quote, "And this, students, is what you're being prepared to do. You're being prepared to put a black face on white power and to defend white interests.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
you must
Keys.
be ignorant of history or
Mr.
misread
Keys.
it to play this kind of game." Last line. Councilman Jackson refuses to be a black face on white power, and that's why he's 1 against 11 at these council meetings.
Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Cameo Black.
Good evening, Ms. Black.
You state your name, please. Cameo Black. I came here last week. Alex Mendez, this for you. I know you're going to jail, but I appreciate if you pay attention. Last week at City Clerk office, when you was there with your son, you was talking real slick to me, saying, "Oh, show the proof, show the proof." The pictures is in the proof. You had everything to do it behind your son, but let me tell you, I don't care. I'm gonna win.
And to all of y'all people up here on the council seat, y'all don't see that me and the rest of the younger generation is starting to step up. Y'all know why? Because we're tired of y'all. Y'all sit up here, y'all play a lot of freaking games. Y'all done up. Y'all gotta go. Y'all got to go. Y'all time is up. Y'all keep saying we don't gotta leave until our time is up. Y'all gonna leave voluntary or involuntary. You can leave or you're gonna leave in handcuffs because a lot of y'all is going to jail. And I told y'all months ago, the feds was coming and y'all was going to jail. Everybody thought it was a game. They dropping names. All the names ain't out there yet. It's more to come. And guess what? Tonight, y'all ain't let me bring my popcorn on, but federal court, they're gonna allow me to have my popcorn, and the rest of us gonna have our popcorn too, because y'all are going to jail. Ooh, then you can sit up there, you're going to. Believe me when I tell you. Everything that's done in the dark, it comes out in the light, okay? Y'all waiting for me to curse. I'm not gonna curse. I just was baptized on Sunday. I'm walking with the Lord. I'm walking with the Lord, and I'm shining with the Lord. And when I told y'all, I walk with the Lord and I'm covered by the blood of Jesus, I meant that from the bottom of my heart, and I'm gonna show y'all better than I could tell y'all. It's more than one way to skin a cat, okay? And everybody that's in cahoots with this Board of Education too, they going to jail too. And when I got banned for speaking up for my son, they was waiting for me to do performance. Guess what I did? I clapped back by signing up to become a commissioner. And when I sit next to y'all, all the games is over with. I don't cut side deals. I can't be brought. People that keep on telling me y'all gonna put money in my bank account, y'all could take that money and y'all could shove it where the sun don't shine. I don't need your money. I'd rather get it out the mud. I don't care if I gotta wipe behinds, clean toilets. I would do whatever I have to do. But one thing I won't do is sell my soul to the devil. Have a good night.
Thank you, Ms. Black. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Elvis Durham.
Good evening, Mr. Durham.
State your name, please.
Good evening. How everybody doing out there in Paterson, Passaic County? Just want to came and made some announcements. Sioux City Esport. Sioux City Esport is Saturday, August 2nd, 2025 at Hiskip Stadium. And it starts at 11 a.m. until and it's going to be featuring Riff of Paterson, New Jersey, Ashley Motley of Paterson, New Jersey, and many more. Tickets is only $25. You could call Miss Gail at 848-702-3632. 848-702-3632. And it starts at 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. Also, I think I have more time. EDO in Production, better known as Elvis Durham Outreach Music Production, presents Sunday Praise. It's coming to the first war, Michael Jackson war. Councilman Michael Jackson. Sunday Praise, Sunday, August 10th, 2025. It starts at 4 o'clock p.m., and it's going to be at New Generation Kingdom of Power Ministry on 170 North Main Street in the city of Paterson, New Jersey. And I'm inviting everyone to come. Oh, by the way, the pastor of that church is Pastor Thomas Purvey. I'm inviting everyone to come because with the help of God, me and my music production is going to be put in the first war back on the map. And we need help, okay? We need help. For more information, you can contact us at 862-823-3895. And also, go on my YouTube channel. If y'all want to know anything about the parking of the downtown area, I broke it down. I work for the parking authority. Okay, anyone behind me, y'all want to laugh, I work for the parking authority, 21 years. So go on my YouTube channel, Paterson NJ Good News. Paterson NJ Good News, and I broke it down in one of my videos. And
I prefer for the council, city council. People is coming asking you questions about the parking. Be real, be honest, let them know what it is, because I did. Go on my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Paterson, NJ, Good News. God bless you and good night.
Thank you, Mr. Durham. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Errol Carr. Commissioner. State
Good
your name,
evening,
please.
Mr. Carr.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Madam President. Good evening to the council. I must start by thanking the council for voting affirmatively for resolution number 19 honoring Mr. Darren Miller. Mr. Darren Miller will be our keynote speaker for our flag raising for this year. I suppose you have all received a letter from the Jamaica Organization of New Jersey. I only got one response from the council members, so I'm not sure. But I'm taking it that everybody will be at our flag raising on Friday, August 1st, starting at 5 o'clock. Madam President, I must also thank yourself, Vice President Davila and Councilman Velez for showing up at our ribbon cutting for the Paterson Free Public Library. It's a beautiful place right now, and the library board worked very hard in getting this refurbished. I'm not sure, our people here in Paterson know that the children's library is up and running, it's in good shape, so I just want to be here tonight to just alert everyone that the children's library is open, and it's no use for us to have it open and we don't have kids coming in, taking books and enjoy the spot. So I'm appealing to all the parents in Paterson. Bring your kids out. Take them, go to the children's library, let them become acquainted with relaxing with a book. Sometimes you find your kids doing things that it's not really edifying and building to their emotional person. So please get the kids out to come and use the space. Don't let it just stay there looking beautiful. We want our kids in there. And I also want to use this opportunity to appeal to the council. We are going to need the support of the council to keep our libraries working. 2 weeks ago we have ribbon cutting for the one in Ottawa. It was beautiful. So we want to keep it going. Okay? So again, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Corey Teague. Commissioner Teague.
Good evening, Commissioner.
Corey Teague, Paterson, New Jersey. So I want to use a couple minutes I have tonight just to reiterate a very powerful verse of Scripture. The 24th Psalm, verse 1 says this. It says, "The earth is the Lord's." But it doesn't stop there. It doubles down. And the fullness thereof. But then it goes further. And it says, "The world and they that dwell therein." I think a lot of times we get carried away and we get on these power trips. And we forget who this world really belongs to. At any moment, God could click his finger and thousands of people could disappear. At any moment, God could stomp his foot and mountains could be leveled. At any moment, God could look at a river and empty it just by looking at it. We got to remember who's in charge here. We're not in charge.
And even the power and authority that we sometimes believe that we have, and even the majority that we sometimes believe that we have, is an illusion at the end of the day. Because there's an eternal being that sits high and looks low. And when he's ready to do what he needs to do, nobody, no matter how many votes you have, will be able to get in his way. Please understand that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You can say and do whatever you want to me, but when you're talking about him and messing with his children, you asking for trouble. Your arms are too short to box with him. So enjoy your power. Enjoy the power that you think you have, but understand there's a higher power. And he's looking at you, and you're going to have to stand before him. And none of your colleagues are going to be able to help you. You're going to have to explain to him who did what and why you saw what was supposed to be done and why didn't you do it. And nobody's going to be able to help you. You're going to have to stand in front of him by yourself, and God help you. I don't want to be there standing there next to you. The only word you want to hear when you leave this world is well done. Anything else, and you're in a world of trouble for all eternity. So make sure whatever decision you make sure whatever it is you do, because the Bible says, except the Lord build the house, the labor is in vain that works on it. Paraphrasing. If it's not God's will, it's not going to happen. It's God's will for Cameo Black to be on that school board. And anybody that stands in her way is standing in God's way. Good evening.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next week speaker is Wahida Muhammad. State your name.
Good evening, Ms. Muhammad.
With God's name, good evening. First of all, I want to say, and this is no disrespect to any of you, but I want to know, why is it that only you, Councilwoman Ms. Maritza, is the chair of all of the vital committees? I don't understand that, because it makes the other council people look like they don't know nothing, that you know all the things about all these vital committees, but when we come here and ask for a report, you don't say anything, your colleagues don't say anything. What the heck? I don't want to curse. I wasn't baptized, but that's just crazy to me. It makes you all look incompetent. The other thing I want to say to you, through the chair of the Corporation Council, I remember saying to you when you first got here that this whole fiasco was going to come at your heart and your soul, and you don't look happy anymore because you know some of the things that you are doing is not right, and you have to be held accountable for that. And you know that Allah is going to ask you, what did you do for what it was that you was witness to? And I want you to stop saying to these people, especially the council president, whoever it is, that they have full authority to do whatever they want to do. That's wrong. That's the whole board there. When they're called for any other meeting or adjournment or whatever, it's not just left up to that president. And you need to stop saying that, because it's really tagging at your heart. The other thing I want to say is, all these new buildings that's coming up, do you all think that you're not going to be held accountable if somebody walk in one of those damn buildings and they got killed because the building was not inspected? Do you really believe that? Because you're going to be held accountable if somebody get killed in one of these buildings that you know haven't been inspected. And you sit there and won't say nothing. Nothing. And then what are you going to say to that family? That you didn't know? You're not going to be able to say that, because it's on record that you knew what was happening and you said nothing. And you're not going to be able to look at any of your colleagues and blame them, because you have a mouth. God has given you a voice for a reason. And you sit there and use it for nothing except what interests you. And you sit there and let things happen because you want to move to another point. It's not going to get you where you want to go, especially when you keep saying that you know who God is and God is good and all these things that you're saying. You're going to have to prove that. And it is a shame that you sit there and look like
Wahida, you can say whatever you want to say, because I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, but you're going to keep doing it until God say what you're going to do. God bless.
Thank you, Ms. Wahida. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Aubrey Rouse.
It's, Madam Clerk, is three different, they're together. So
Aubrey,
you can take them,
Amaya, and Yvette?
but they all have
All
different
three?
terms.
Okay. Please state your names.
Aubrey, Amaya, Yvette. You people need to stop all the violence. We all need to come together, and people need to stop cursing at the meetings because kids are following after their parents, and we need to stop and clean up Paterson, New Jersey.
So I saw the other meeting, and I seen that there was a lot of cursing. I wanted to let you guys know there's not a lot of cursing needed. All on TV. There's other kids watching on TV with their parents, and yeah.
I was gonna come up here and say that stop cursing, but anyone never cursed today. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The public portion is now closed. Now a motion to close public portion. Moved by Council Vice President Dowell. Second by Councilman Mendez. Roll call to close public portion.
Roll call to close the public portion. Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Because when I say no, everybody else talks all the way down. So I might as well say what I got to say, a little bit of it anyhow. I just want to... Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
Okay. What?
Timer.
She put the timer on? Okay, thank you. I'm going to try to be brief. But there was a couple of things on here, and I want to address Wahida Muhammad about the committees. For the last 3 years, I've been on no committees. But whenever they needed someone to be at a committee meeting, they knew that they can call on Councilwoman Cotton to come to a meeting that they cannot be to. So to look at the agenda now to say, why I'm on so many committee meetings, but I'm not cheering, but I can show up. I can be there during the day. I can be there in the afternoon. I can be there in the evening. So to me, not being on committees for the last 3 years, and you never saw me sit up here complain, because things will happen for the best. God will put stuff where they need to be put. I just want to answer a few questions here that has talked about. I'm not going to be long, but because I got some other things I want to save toward the end. And I know Commissioner Roger Jones, you had spoke about permit parking and parking in so many different areas. Let me just say that you have a lot of meters now, and for me, I have been fighting for quite some time now. I'm not getting meters on 10th Avenue. I'm not getting meters on Broadway. And when I'm saying Broadway from East 18 on down, 10th Avenue from 10th Avenue from East 22nd on down to East 28th Street. So, you know, it's probably gonna happen, but I'm gonna do my best, not under my watch, that we get those meters put in. I wanna say too, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and I really sometimes, and I hear the young lady about Phillips, and I'm not quite sure like what's really going there, but you know, I will try to, I will reach out to you, because I'm really not sure. And when you're not sure, then you need to, you know, people shouldn't comment on something that they do not know. They can't, they really, I mean, if they're not sure about things. But I will reach out to you. I just want to say too that I want to thank, you know what, I think that we need to thank people who do for us, who do good community things. And I want to say thank you to Eva Razor, who, my daughter is a softball coach at Kennedy High School, and she's the first female since 1965 when the school was built. First female to head a girls softball team, to be the head. of the girls softball team, and she's the first black head coach. So when you see someone that is able, and she played for them back in 1992 and 1994 and 1995, she played. But to see her to be there, and I want to thank Eva because we had senior day. And what you want to do is, I find myself, you want to do special stuff for children. And they had senior day for the girls at Kennedy High School. There was about 6, 7 girls. And then the opposite team they played was charter school. They only had 1 senior. And what you try to do is give them a nice, enjoyable day. And so with that being said, so Eva helped feed both teams that day. And sometimes I think that we have to do special things for our children, no matter who children. Because I always say, when I started, I got 3 children.
Councilwoman Cotton.
30,000 children are my children. And I'm going to do everything I can to look out for all children here in the city of Paterson. For someone to say we're not looking out, yes, we are. I am, and there's a lot of council members up here. I will have more to say when I close out. Thank you.
Your vote. Your vote.
Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Davila?
Yeah.
So I will begin by just starting to apologize to Council President and to my colleagues. There are times that, nobody's perfect, we make mistakes. And today, a gentleman addressed me various times, mentioned my name. He didn't know that I was behind him, then I was standing on the side. But to make statements, as Councilwoman Cotton just said, saying things without having full knowledge, all right? And so I should have addressed it now instead of, having the outburst. It is, so I do want to apologize for that. When I'm wrong, I admit it and move forward. And so, I am going to pray that that does not happen again, because as we started July 1st, we said we want to be the change that we want to see. So I just need to just put here and just say that when you're reading things, articles, there's certain people that use and put things out there without having a full message. So let it be, follow the money, and then have my name, in terms of the statement that Councilman Jackson's aide put forward. All right, to make a statement, I did exactly what I was supposed to do. Okay, I reported a donation that was given to me, and that's the law. I followed ELEC law. Unfortunately, I have hundreds of people that donate to me. I don't think that anyone that has, and I'm just going to speak in general, that does fundraising knows every person that donates. But I will say this to you. I don't think any person I've ever known to fundraise has asked someone, what do you do? Are you work in a Ponzi scheme? Are you doing X, Y, and Z? So, I received a donation. It's out there. Many others have as well. So I just wanted to make that statement because, to have people here to use it for their own advantage, to think that people could come and insult and yell at you without having full knowledge. I'm not that person to have someone or to see someone on the floor and beat them down. I don't do that. That is not who I am. It'll never be who I am. But I will say this. I believe that everyone has the opportunity to go through a process through the court system.
Point of order. Point of order. Kids, point of order. We're in the middle of roll call. They are not. Point of order. Okay. Point of order.
So
point of order. Point of order. Nancy Greer is here. That is not true. No, that is not true.
Okay.
Ladies, you're out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Then they're not telling you the truth. They're not scared. Ladies, okay. You're out of order. Ladies, you're out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order. There's no way they told you that.
Council
You're out of order. You are out. Officer, please escort them out. Escort both of them out. You are breaking decorum. Officer, please escort them out.
Okay, so, Council
Escort them out.
President,
There has to be decorum. Thank
Council
you.
President, and I have the floor, and
Yes.
Council President,
Yes.
I'd like,
Officer, please set the decorum in the chamber. Set the decorum in the chamber. Set the decorum.
so,
Council Vice President, please return.
I do not exactly know what just happened. I just want to just finish
Yes.
my statement by just saying this, okay? I'm putting forth being very open and being very transparent, and anyone that is an elected official that receives monies, it is legal as long as you report it, and you report it correctly. So this rhetoric out there of putting me out there as I'm the only one that has received a campaign donation, it's unfortunate that they're using that for their own, whatever stance they want to take. But with that said, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. And once again, I did have various people text me about the order, and to all of those that were watching, my apologies. Thank you and have a good night. My vote is yes to close the public portion.
Thank you, Councilman Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So, first, let me just say, for the history of council chambers, we've actually had to have the officers escort somebody out because an accusation of someone, a council person, paying young people to come to the podium, and if that is the case, that's absolutely disgusting. And I mean, I've known that people get paid to come to the council many times before, and I've been accused by Council President, by your mother, of bringing people forward. And I don't know if anybody can find anyone that I've paid or that have done anything to coerce people to bring. Why are you talking over me? Why are you talking over me? I can just let you know right now that clock is not going to get acknowledged, because now you're still talking over me. Why are you talking over me? I don't understand why you're doing that. But so that's buffoonery right there. That's clown work. Let me start by addressing you first, Ms. Hillis, because I think this is probably one of the most sensitive matters, and I do totally agree with you. The manner in which there's a number of people, including myself, who often categorize or spotlight black and brown people. I don't think that I can only speak for myself. One, my family, I can pretty much guarantee I come from the most diverse family that anyone else sit here. I have cousins, aunts who are white. I have cousins, aunts, mother who's Hispanic. I have people from all walks of life in my family. But the thing that I will not discredit is the blatant the blatant unleveled treatment. The other day when we had 40 shots ring out in a park on Clinton Street, it was a young black man that was lost his life. And although it falsely gets characterized many times that, it's just black on black crime, but we negate the neglect that takes place in certain parts of our community. And the backlash on that is all of the community loses by that, because the entire city of Paterson is plagued with the conditions. When we have, for the very first time in the long history, forget the fact that he's a minority. Forget the fact that he's a minority. But when we have, for the very first time, a Paterson person who was selected as the chief of fire, and yet all the other chiefs previously have been entitled to One, they all made more money than he does. Two, everything that they requested, they've gotten, whether it's new fire trucks, it wasn't a shortage on manpower. But the current chief that we have, who has, coincidentally has grown up in the city of Paterson, went to a Paterson public school, has lived here pretty much all his life, is receiving a different form of treatment. And in turn, guess what? The entire community is shorted on the services. I don't care if you're white, black, Spanish, whatever the case might be.
Councilman Jackson.
No, Councilwoman, I have the floor.
But the timer is off. We want to be held accountable.
There is no timer
It is a
requirement.
timer.
Within the code, it talks about the members of the public that come to the podium. It does not talk about
It's very clearly
council members.
outlined for council
And I have the
members.
floor, and I will finish. I will finish.
Could you wrap it up? The 3-minute timer
I
went
will
off.
finish. And
We
if
have
you
to do
wasn't,
the
if
same.
you wasn't so
We have
rudely
to do
speaking
the
over me,
same.
maybe I would have been able to complete
So your
my
time
thought.
could you please wrap up, Councilman
I'm not
Jackson?
rapping. I will finish. We have a number of different residents that have come to this podium that have looked to have their concerns addressed. You made a promise that the BA and the administration would address the concerns of the public, and that has yet to happen. That has yet to happen. I will address all of the members of the public that came here to speak on behalf or to me, so to speak, right? So you can be patient. Mr. Rucker, with relative to the extension on time, I put forward a resolution to extend the time of which this council, particularly this current council president in her role, was also unwilling to support. The rent leveling board, corporation counsel, the people who are holding him in such high esteem, has blatantly left the rent leveling board unsupported and without the authority and power to do the things that they need to do. People, you have to look at what's taking place. You have to look at what's happening. You have to look at what's happening.
So just a point of order, we have no quorum.
That's fine. I'll wait until quorum reconvenes. Madam Clerk, the meeting cannot continue if we don't have quorum. And I'll wait till the quorum reconvenes.
Just to the public, as you're viewing, we're waiting to get a quorum. The city's business is over, public portion is done. We're waiting now for another council person to come into the meeting. And we have to formally close the meeting, because if we do not, the action that we took earlier will be null and void. Madam
We don't
Clerk,
have to formally close the meeting. That's not how this works.
Madam Clerk, we can continue. We have a quorum. Thank you.
We have quorum once again. We have quorum. So, again, relative to the rent leveling board, Corporation Counsel has left the rent leveling board powerless. There was a necessity for the rent leveling board to gain power of attorney to do certain things, and the board has just been, we made a whole fiasco about starting the rent leveling board, and they've done absolutely nothing. In fact, the administration has made sure that their meetings have not been convened and well attended. They don't have the support from the administration that's required, and therefore you have members who've been fighting for the longest time to be on the rent leveling board that have resigned. Now, I will say this, and I apologize because I did not write your name, but were you able to obtain my number from Ms. Rogers? Yes. Okay, so you can text me anytime, and I'm available. As you see, I don't walk around the community. You could talk to your husband. I don't walk around the community with the armed police guard. I'm all over the place at all times of the evening. It was very late at night. I was walking in your neighborhood, happened to make his acquaintance. I'm not afraid of the people who live in my community. That's the entire community. I can go all the way from the second, all the way down into some of the more challenging portions of the ward. Whatever assistance you need, trust me, don't allow for the communication of we don't work together, I'm extremely effective. I get done the things I need to get done. And obviously I have to do it, by way of a ironclad fist at times, but the things that need to get done, they get done. So whatever services that you need, please allow me to be one of your first calls and give me an opportunity to show you that I do get things done. And lastly, I'll say this. Relative to the appointments, again, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, you have to pay very close attention to what's going on. Corporation Counsel and his agenda on making sure the rent leveling board is not effective. The reassignments of those people on the Board of Adjustments to make sure that some of these large-scale projects that should not get done continue to get done. The Planning Board, by the way, which is controlled by the mayor, if you look at their track record and their approval rate, they're about 90% approval rate. Every single large-scale development project that comes before the Planning Board easily slides through, to the point where most developers would prefer to go to the Planning Board than they would the Board of Adjustments. Because the Board of Adjustments have members that are appointed by this council, people like myself who do have members on the Board of Adjustments that's reflective of the work that I try to do, and they're not so easily to rubber stamp some of these projects. So when you look at certain things and how things are taking place, and the new hierarchy within the council, the ideology of truncating people's commentary, not only from the public, because they don't want you to come here and talk. The moment the clock rings up, I'm sorry, your time is up. Not one person was listening attentive. How can we answer the 24 to the 30 speakers in a 3-minute period of time? We cannot. We cannot. The administration has an answer to it. I've asked the BA for reports on the Hinckliffe Stadium spending, the PRC spending, and a number of different items, and I haven't received one of them yet. Council President hasn't held them accountable for having it, and yet she's done so because she's been given the chair because she agreed not to do it. So I'll just say this last thing. Relative to the budgeting reports, Councilwoman Davila, and somebody could grab her attention because I don't want to talk about her when she's not in the room. She'll make some claims of why somebody's talking about me while I'm not in the room. And this is relative, and mind you, don't get me wrong, I respect her greatly. She's probably one of the only council members that I have a conversation with from time to time. But the reality of it is the reality of what it is. Councilwoman Davila has been the chair for the Finance Committee ever since Flavio Rivera has left here. When Flavio Rivera came on, she, as the council president, put him as the finance chair. As a rookie, he was just elected to the council. The Finance Committee has not done one thing, not one. There hasn't been one line item that was vetoed. There hasn't been one line item that was changed since Councilman Morris had left here. I made multiple suggestions on things that we should cut, and it didn't get the support of this council. The Finance Committee does absolutely nothing but go in that room, meet with the administration, and come out here and read everything that they say they're going to do. The Finance Committee has not been responsible since she's been the chair, since Flavio was the chair, and yet and still here we are with a $3 million deficit, of which we're trying to chastise the fire department, which the fire department generates over $7 million a year for our budget, and we're getting ready to cut their department irresponsibly, and we have yet to hold the administration accountable. I was one of the few who voted no on every single appropriation for the temporary appropriations. I talked about how we were going to extinguish the budget almost to 90%, and yet here we are with no room to make cuts, $3 million that the mayor thought he was going to, do his little twinkle toes dance, and the governor was just going to grant, and now that it's been denied, what are we going to do here? This council has not been responsible, and no production has come out of that finance chair. And the community has been calling for it. I've been the only one calling for the misappropriation of all the monies being spent. We just allowed the PRC to give $2.5 million to an entity that now the developer is the owner of, is one of the owners of. No scrutiny, no, I saw the director from Economic Development here earlier, here with no explanation. Mr. BA, I asked you for an explanation on this how many weeks ago? How long is it going to take me before I can get an explanation on the $2.5 million investment that we just made for the soccer team? What was the projected return back to the community? How are we just spending the money, and how much money is left in the PRC? How long is it going to take for me to get that answer?
Councilman Jackson, you have been speaking for exactly
I don't care, Council President.
I know you
I don't
may
give
not
a
care,
damn how long you say I was speaking.
You may not care,
You can
Councilman
pay other people to
Jackson.
come to the podium, but
I
you
didn't
can't pay me to
anyone.
be quiet.
Let me say this.
I asked the question, and I'm expecting
he's
the
not
answer.
going to respond.
I asked the question, I'm expecting the answer.
He's not going to
You
respond.
have not made sure that my questions are getting answered, so I'm making a demand tonight. When do I expect to get these reports that I'm asking for? When, Mr. BA?
We're in the middle of roll call.
When? When do I expect? When can I expect to get these answers? We have a $3 million deficit at this point. We're spending $2.5 million on a professional soccer team to come to the stadium with absolutely no projections on return. None whatsoever. But yet, this is the stuff that she's co-signing. She's sitting here co-signing it by allowing him not to answer, and this is the evidence right here. So I will continue on with the charade. While we play this game, our community continues to suffer. While people are being murdered in parks that we're spending a great deal of money on, that park was budgeted for a fence. That fence was not put up. Miss Jeanette Thompson has been asking, why isn't the fence put up? On the day of the ribbon cutting, she asked, why isn't the fence put up? On the day of the grand opening of the park, she asked, why isn't the fence put up? We spent millions of dollars on the park, and yet somebody lost their life right there. And it could have been a young kid. While they're not answering the questions on where is the money? Where's the money? It's a very simple question, and it's what the responsibility of this council is. We name streets, we celebrate, entities that's been in the city for the longest time, but yet we fail to do the simplest thing, balancing the budget. Madam Clerk, my vote is no.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Khalid?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. It's not something new. We've been hearing these rants for years now. I want to thank all the constituents for coming here and letting us know about your concern. Ms. Hillis, thank you for coming. Cumberland Avenue is on the DOT review list. We approved it years ago. But this money is coming from DOT. That's the holdup. It's already under review. Madam Council President, like our law said, 3 minutes, it should be 3 minutes for each and every one of us. You got to do something about it. I'm not gonna sit here and hear somebody rant off every night for half an hour, 30 minutes each time. I'm here to do city business. And he's talking about the committees. Whatever committee since he's been here, whatever committee he's been assigned to, he never show up. He will come here, rant off. He should come to the Finance Committee meeting and sit once in a blue moon. He was in the Finance Committee before. He never showed up. I mean, it's not a lie. Your record. You used to come late, 10 minutes, 5 minutes before the meeting is over. So you haven't. You were there. You agree with that. You were in the Finance Committee. What change have you made while you were there? Is to say, I'm speaking. Is my turn. So you could rant off, you could blame all of us for all the wrongdoing. What have you done? Go look at the first word. That's all I'm gonna say. Your constituents don't see you. They call me. I know they call many of the other council members as well, because they don't get a response from you. You should be responsible for your own action as well. Hey, you could blame all the people that you want. That's all on you. You might not know what I'm talking about because you've been here for not long. My vote is yes to close the public portion, Madam
Thank
Clerk.
you, Councilman. Councilman Mendez.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Before, I will take a few minutes. Maybe I might pass the 3 minutes. But let me just first say that I want to say thank you to all those residents of the great city of Paterson that reached out to me when they saw my name on the news. I am not accused. I am not indicted of that. There's an investigation going out. I answer all the questions and I submit all the information, and that's it. That's what happened. But I want to say thank you to all those that reach out to me, because I know that I haven't done nothing wrong. I've been an open book in the city of Paterson. I've been in business, and I've been supporting my family since 2003. I've been a real estate agent, and I've been helping hundreds of families to become first-time home buyer. I've been helping people to be business owners in the city of Paterson, and my track record's there. I'm a really open book, financially, personally, and at any level that you could look into my lifestyle. So let me just talk a little bit about my business. There's no such a budget commission on real estate. Let me just give some education to some of the people that make some comments. In a real estate transaction, you have banks, you have title company, you have lawyers involved, and you have real estate and broker involved. After I finish my transaction, there's a check that goes in from the title company to the real estate broker, from the broker to my account. But my account has been open, and it's transparency, and it's been there since I started doing business in the city of Paterson. And I want people to know that, because I never use this position to help myself. I never go around using my title, my position, to ask people for a favor. I never done that. I work hard, and I take pride of that. And if I like to travel, it's my money. If I like to buy new cars, it's my money. I work day and night. I'm a hustler. But on top of that, I serve the city of Paterson with love and respect. And one of the things that I like about this was to see all the phone calls that I received. I know there were some people that really wants to see me down, but there was more people that were praying for me to make sure that I'm okay. And I called them back and I told them, listen, I'm okay. I haven't done nothing wrong, and that's the way I walk. I take pride of the work that I do. I take pride of my family, and I take pride of the job that I do when I'm sitting here in this chair. It's important that people understand and know that, because it's easy to accuse people and call people's name, and it's sad. But I understand that when you have your heart full of hates, you cannot give love, because all you have in your heart is hate. Some people, they call themselves people of God, but all you talk about is hate and try to see people down. So I'm in peace, I'm okay, and I'm going to continue doing my work in my community, helping people financially through my business, helping people here in the city of Paterson, helping families, because that's what I do. In another note, with my election case, I've been fighting that case for 5 years. I've been spending thousands of dollars to that case. You know why? Because I know that I'm innocent. And at the end of the day, you will see what's going to happen. Now, let me remind the community what happened way back. In May, I was elected. They took my seat. They made me run in November, and my opponent, he got everybody supporting. He lost. I beat the guy. In 2024, on my re-election, before that, we went for a recount. He lost again. On my re-election in 2024, he lost again. But you know why? Besides all of the negativity that I have on my name, you know why? The reason why I get elected is because people believe in me, All I have is love in my heart for the resident of the great city of Paterson. When you call me, I am there for you. And I don't do this for a paycheck, because I'm saying this very often. I don't live from a paycheck that I get it from here. Trust me, believe me. I'm there, out there, day and night. You call me, and I'll be there helping you. That's all I do. I have love for this community. When I came here with nothing. The city gave me everything I have. I have love and respect for people, and that's what I'm going to continue doing then. And I would love to do another round, and you will see that he will lose again. That's what I would love to do. With that being said, Paterson, pay attention to the signs that we have. East 34 is already done. We're resurfacing East 35. If you don't want your car ticket and towing, please pay attention to the signs. Do not park the car when they're doing the resurfacing. And let's do the work that people call us to do. Let's do what we got to do, Paterson. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Omar?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First, I want to thank the community for coming out today and speaking and letting us know your concerns. But one thing did stick out to me, and that was Ms. Pat Phyllis. You said the meetings are for the community, and I agree with you. And you also said that we have to respect and work with each other. And that's the message that I want to deliver to my council colleagues. Let's respect and work with each other, because if we can't respect each other and work with each other, we won't be able to help them. So let's start on that. With that being said, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman Newton.
Well said. I love it.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Good evening, Paterson, those who are here, those who are watching us live, and thank you to the resident who passionately shared your concern. And I believe that each and every concern was shared in this chamber in today's meeting is a reflection of the challenges that Paterson is going through. And if we really care about each of the challenges that are mentioned by our residents to address, we all have to work together. First and foremost, and this is an everyday issue, illegal dumping, overall cleanliness in our city. And this is a regular issue, there's no doubt. What's the progress? The progress is that the cameras that are waiting for $1 million investment, when we spoke to Mr. Advasi, who's responsible for that, he mentioned that some of them are in action and full operation will be completed by September of this year. Now, how would you know that they are functioning, and what's the positive feedback by installing these cameras? I think all the departments, both Paterson Police Department and DPW involved to these cameras, interconnected. We need a report from both departments to make sure that not only council members or city officials know the outcome, but Paterson, the resident of the city, knows the outcome. Because this money invested from people's pocket, not from only council members, but comes from the residents. So residents deserve the answers that whether the functionality is effective or not effective enough. But again, when you speak about the dumping issue, that also aligned with the current bulk pickup situation. We have to schedule pickup, then wait, and then pickup comes. Yes, we are trying to help as many residents, and every week, and this is a very open record that how many times I myself schedule or my volunteer schedule on behalf of our residents. It's not about the connection to the internet of how many people has internet connections. It's about how many people knows the process. So we should not just wait on the current scheduling process, but we have to go back to our old-fashioned, which is we have to have a scheduled date for certain areas for bulk pickups. Otherwise, this is ongoing dumping will take place. No way you can stop it. Cameras can stop it. Because when there is a trash somewhere, the more trash, this trash welcome more trash. And that's how we are welcoming trash in our city. So I think Paterson DPW need to work on this to make sure that we have to go back to old way, have to have scheduled date for certain neighborhoods to pick up the bulk pickups as well. As one of our residents mentioned about the street cleaning, this is concerning. That's very true.
And sometimes what happens is because of the lacking of the inspectors, when there are car parked during the cleaning time, the cleaning truck actually passed by. This is very unfortunate. But one thing I should, is it remaining time or I use 3 minutes? I have no idea, but let me tell you something. I don't want to break the law, that's not my character, but one thing I should know this. Let's say today, 20 people address their concern here, and that's what we are trying to wrap it up in 3 minutes. Let's say 100 people showed up. How am I going to address them in 3 minutes? I'm sorry. I have to address my people. I cannot just eliminate their concern because of my time, time that's assigned for me. I can't really take it. I have to address every concern we're addressing this meeting today. So that happens. That's very true. So we have to find a proper way, or we have to work with the department, say, what would happen if one of the route is down? We cannot just wait years or months to make sure that, this truck is down or driver is on vacation. Well, if driver is vacation, we are not giving the tax break to the people. Hey, we're not giving you service, you stop paying your taxes. We are not doing certain things. So that should not be an excuse. We have to find proper way. If we use excuses, then allow people to have the excuse that, this month I'm not going to pay taxes because I did not get the services that I deserve. So excuses is not the functionality of a government. Excuse is just an excuse. An excuse cannot be a norm. Another concern was shared about the developments inadequate parking spaces or no spaces in the backyard. Well, it is very easy to just, merely just blame the developers. I personally don't. Because these developers get permission from the boards, from the administrative teams, then the city, whoever approves these projects, they should take the responsibility first. We cannot just blame the developers by name and say, hey, your development do not have this, but who approved it? Business people will do business anywhere they want. And unfortunately, last week I made a comment. That's one of the person from outside the town.
Councilman Udine.
Made a comment that you don't need to say welcome to Paterson. When you come to Paterson, when you see the trash, you know that you're in Paterson. And another person commented, which is very disrespectful, that Paterson is a piece of shit, but it's a place to investment. This is not Paterson should stand for. This is not what Paterson stand for. This is what exactly we are stating for. So we're not just stating merely blaming the developers. We should take the responsibility that we are approving these projects without having foresight that was really project can impact in our community. And every project, just know this, some of the Board of Ed Commissioners mentioned about, as an educator, I know this, the classroom sizes are getting bigger and bigger over the time because we are throwing this, we are welcoming people in our city, we are throwing these children to our school system when many of the developers are not even giving back to the city. We're not investing to our schools, not our city's parks, but we are just welcoming people. That's exactly happens. So it's not just a one way, so all that are responsible in a way. So we have to make everyone accountable, and everyone just know this. I am given this job by the people. If I don't do my job, I should not sit in this seat. That's all. That's how it should work. That's why I am encouraging the young generation, educated people to come out and make their voice heard. We all need to work together. Thank you, my neighbor Pat Hillas, for joining. And I like the quotation. I like to quote you that, do not preach something that you cannot practice. So when we're preaching for respect, order, professionalism, but we must start from ourselves. We must practice it first. So let's work together and address the concern of the people that that came here, and those concerns are not just the people, 10 people shared. This is the concern of the majority of the residents in the city of Paterson.
Thank
With
you,
that being said,
Councilman
my
Yoder.
vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Velez.
It's 10:05 night. Where are your kids right now? Those residents that are sleeping now probably rebroadcast tomorrow. Go to YouTube, what I'm going to say, to see if you could catch some stuff that I'm saying now. So I want to clear the statement around. People, please look into the New Jersey State redevelopment law. Also, look at the Paterson redevelopment ordinance, that both are married, to make sure that the redevelopment of the first, fourth, and fifth ward are the way it is. Don't go by what you hear. Go with the facts. I'm going to make it clear. There was a resolution. It's not a law. It's a resolution that I created to send to the board a study for redevelopment of 1, 4, and 5. You could probably raise your hand. How many people knows there are illegal attics in the city of Paterson? You could raise your hand. There are basement illegal in Paterson. So if you read the whole entire resolution with the supported document, that will address that in the city of Paterson. So making all this notion that we doing something wrong, that we doing this, that we want to put a building over there, a 3-family house there where it don't fit. No, it's a study that I requested to make sure the redevelopment zoning of the city of Paterson are met. Go there, Google it, read it, and it's there. There's something I'm gonna mention here. Since 2018 we had 3 BAs: Mr. McCoy, Mrs. Long, and now Mr. Simon. We had 3 corporation counsel since this administration took over: Mr. Irvin, Mr. Boss, and now corporation counsel Mr. Abushi. 9 out of 8 council members here. 8 out of 9 council members, sorry. Probably we could agree, disagree. We sit down, we talk to 3 previous BA, with you, Simon, now, right? I visit your office. And also with corporate counsel. I visit your office a lot. And the first thing I say, corporate counsel, what the state law says about this? And you do the discovery, the study, and you tell us what to do. The BA office, we have a strict conversation on how we should work, and is communication. I don't know why some people have problem this side of the council to communicate and get things done. We have a individual here that get things done in our ward because we communicate. We sit down. I don't sit in finance. I ask finance, what's going on? I don't sit in the committee, what's going on? There's nothing new out there. Everything that's here goes to committee. Everything that's we vote on it is already vetted to committee. It comes to seek the 5 or 6 vote. But we all aware of what's going on. Last but not least, Council President, and I'm going to say it loud and clear. There's 2 things that I love with all my heart. It's my family. And I'm going to defend my family to the end. Who will not defend their family to the end? The second thing that I love is the community. When I see a gentleman that had an accident a year ago, sitting in a hospital, sitting in a rehab for a year, and those so-called people that knows him hadn't even extend a hand of helping. No, I'm not saying who have helped him. I say those that knows him. I'm talking in general, because I know where I'm going. So when I met this gentleman that I met by coaching way back, but now he's in a situation, I realized that he don't live in Paterson. He live in Hackensack. So there's not a lot of resources here. So what I did, I contact his Hackensack freeholders, and they working on something for him. When I see a fire out there, okay, and you run for the need of the community, when you see even the other day, a 5-year-old boy drowned in a pool, and you hear that, you run for the need of the community.
Councilman?
You run for the needs of what's going out there. So two things that I love, my family and the community. And that is the component that got me here. And I got to defend this office to the end, because I know that my hands are clean, my heart is clean, and what I do for the community comes from the bottom of the heart. Madam Clerk, saying that, let's keep on praying for Madam Clerk, and let's keep on praying for everyone in the city of Paterson. There's some people that are compulsive liars. Saying that, my vote is yes to close the public portion.
Thank you. Council President?
Yes, so first and foremost, I want to put it on the record. We had a meeting, myself and Councilwoman Vice President, with the mayor, I believe it was on Friday, and I made a request, a mandated request, that constituent services would be in every meeting starting tonight. When I got here tonight, I texted the mayor. He stated that he was in an emergency. I'm not sure what emergency it was, but I am demanding that we have someone from constituent services, which is a part of their duty, to be in every single council meeting. I think that will cut down some of the chatter and the extra talking if you have someone from the administration in the meeting, so that when the residents are coming to the microphone, they're not feeling that you're not listening to them. I have made the request in the past about a process. I know the BA is working on it, but we're paying someone to do the job. So Mayor, I'm sure you are watching. I did it privately. You did not do what you said you were doing. So tonight I'm putting it to the public. We are demanding on August the 12th that constituent service be in every single council meeting. So when the residents are having concerns at the microphone, that they are able to see someone from your office who gets paid daily to do this job. They're answering and responding to the residents' requests. So I'm putting it on the record, and residents, please follow, please tag the mayor and make sure that we have someone from his office in the meetings every week. That is a part of the role. I also want to say this. One, I will never pay anyone to come to the council meeting. I don't need to do that. Ms. Hillis knows me from School 21. She's known me for a very long time. I don't need to pay youth, kids, or anything. And what's appalling, and I want to apologize to Nancy Greer, because those are her nieces. Timmy Greer, those are his grandchildren, and I'm sure they're coming to the meeting. And G. Greer, those are his nieces. That a lie would be told to state that I paid those beautiful children to come to the microphone. Nancy Greer is my legislative aide. My other legislative aide is here. She heard what they said. They're part of the Upward Bound program, and they were talking about how they get paid. Instead of saying what they said, they precluded to try to defame my character by saying I paid those young people to come to the microphone. When I was here the other day, I did a Facebook Live here in the chambers, and I'm going to talk only about 20 seconds over. I was here doing a live. Nancy Greer, who's my aide, was watching the live and brought the young people here. The young people said to me, we watch the meetings and we come to the meetings with our aunt. And the cursing and calling you out of names, it makes us feel so bad. I said to them, I said, let your voice be heard. I never said I'm going to pay you. I never said come here to do anything. And if you notice, those 3 young ladies that came were very respectful at the mic. They even applauded that no one cursed tonight. That is what happened. But my aide, Jessica, is in the audience. She heard it. Nancy Greer is my aide. Those are her nieces. Those are Mr. Timmy Greer's grandchildren, and Mr. G. Greer, those are his nieces. And I would hate to cause an uproar in this community because you're trying to cause an uproar by choosing to lie on me. I don't have to have any children come. My voice is loud and clear. I don't need anyone to speak on my behalf. I don't have to tell people to come and say, don't curse at the mic. I've stated it myself, and everyone did a great job. But I want to say in closing to the community, tonight we finished the agenda in an hour and a half. We start the meeting at 7 o'clock. The agenda was done by 8:30. We had 28 speakers, and we were done. Within about 45 minutes, we were done. Everything was over. And we sat here tonight, we tried to put in place, people talk about accountability, let's do what we want, and we're saying, if we're saying the public has 3 minutes, we should follow the same rule. As the council president, I am asking all of the council colleagues, some people, when I stated it, Councilwoman Cotton said yes, she heard it, she stopped talking. Others felt like I don't have to listen to you. But we have to be the same way we want the public to be. We have to be the same way. And people were texting me, decorum and all this stuff. I'm asking you, for those that were watching, please ask your council persons to show the same respect. People are watching, and people need to go home and take care of their families, and they're here. The city's business was done at 8:30. Thank you to the public that came and the public that is viewing. We have to be the change we want to see. Madam Clerk, to close public portion, my vote is absolutely yes.
Motion to close.
Thank you, Council.
Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Motion to close by Councilman
Madam
Mendez.
Clerk.
Can I have a second?
Yes.
Madam Clerk.
Second by
I'm gonna revisit
Councilman
my vote,
Davila.
please.
Roll call, Madam
I
Clerk.
voted no. I'm here to revisit my vote.
The vote was called. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
The vote was not called.
You can only get the
vote
floor
was
if
not
I give it
called.
to you.
She
I'm
did
not giving
call
you the
vote.
floor.
She did not call the vote.
Madam
Clerk,
Clerk.
did you call the vote? Did you call the vote?
No.
She did not call the vote.
Second.
This is
Madam
the
Clerk,
stuff
roll
that I'm
call.
talking about.
Madam Clerk, roll
The
call.
things that I'm entitled to. She cannot call the roll
Madam
call
Clerk,
until the
Madam
vote
Clerk,
is
roll call,
called.
please.
People think they get
Roll
a
call,
lick
please.
of power and it goes to their head.
Roll call, Madam Clerk, please.
First of all, let me explain this.
You don't have the floor, Councilman Jackson. You can only speak
Madam
if you're
Clerk,
given
I
the
wanna
floor by the
revisit my
president.
vote. I voted no. I want to revisit my vote, Madam Clerk.
Did you call the vote, Madam Clerk?
No.
No.
But I voted, correct?
Correct, you did.
And you didn't call
I
the
didn't
vote?
call the vote.
Okay, so can you put the timer on? Councilman Jackson has already spoken for 32 minutes, and we need the timer on for 2 minutes.
I may speak for 32
2
more.
minutes, Madam Clerk.
I may speak for 32 more.
No,
see
you will
who's
not
gonna
tonight.
Stop me.
No.
Who's gonna stop me?
Madam
That's
Clerk.
the question.
Madam Clerk, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
This meeting is not adjourned.
Yes.
Meetings have to be officially adjourned. And before we can take a roll to adjourn the meeting, it has to be the public portion has to be closed. And let me say this. What Councilman Kalik talked about was an absolute lie.
Raphael?
I showed up to every single committee meeting until they
Yes,
started doing their
meeting is adjourned.
nonsense. Raphael, the meeting's not closed. Do not turn
I'm the council
meeting off.
president. He's never
It
gonna be the
doesn't matter.
president.
You don't have any
Turn-
additional
the meeting
authority
is
than
adjourned.
anybody else. Everything that gets done has to be done as a consensus. You don't have any additional authority than anyone else, and this meeting has not been officially closed. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about here. How we trying to railroad